Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moo Woo shot himself.
Of Harlem.
You already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moo shot himself. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, what a topic, what a topic, what a topic. Oh, man. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this side of heaven. God bless you all. God bless you all. Oh, man. Boxing is full effect. Still a lot of good events coming up. This past weekend. Did I go live? Did I go live after the weekend? No, I didn't. You know, I don't get no sleep, so I feel like every day is the same-ish. What's good, UGC? What's good, Ab? What's good, Kiko? Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. Oh, yeah, what's up, Christian? What's good, man? We're going to be talking about, I know it's going to be touchy. And I know a lot of my people, a lot of dudes, especially the straight ones, don't like to talk about this, but you know what? Hey, we got to talk about it. We just trying to help out Bud Crawford, you feel me? We just trying to get to the bottom of it, you feel me? What's good, Black and Brown? We just trying to get to the bottom of it. Like, why a fighter of that caliber is having a hard time getting promoted? A guy with that type of skill set, with that type of toolbox, with that type of performances each and every time he stepped inside the ring and still not marketable? You telling me Bobby Arim, the most prestige promoter in the history of this sport, 100+ year sport. Matter of fact, probably the most prestige promoter in the entire world of boxing. He can't get having a hard time to promote Bud Crawford. Something's going on here, so we got to get to the bottom of it, y'all. Iceman, what's good? UGC, what's good? Hussein, what's good? And y'all gonna have to help me out here, man. Don't shy away from this conversation, y'all. Do not shy away from this conversation. Don't worry, it's not tampering with your manhood. It's not tampering with your manhood. Because I know I know it's going to be a couple of idiots going to be like, well, you're going to be talking about a good dude's looks and shit like that. You fucking gay. You're fag. You're going to be really talking about somebody's look like that. You're going to judge by looks and shit like that. Come on, man. Stop. We all grown men out here. We all grown people out here. We could see something and be like, yo, my man, this dude, yo, right here. I could market this dude. You know what? I have a glasses company or a sunshade company or a hat, a shirt. I need somebody to model, and I don't think that Bud Crawford is that first guy I'm thinking about when they're talking about boxing. He probably might be one of the last ones. And why? So we're going to have to talk about it because we're trying to figure out how this man is just not doing, it's just not marketable. Pay-per-view, no good. Views to the point where ESPN, they push, and I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm hearing lately too? Go to different type of channels and stuff like that. They say, oh, but they're not doing a good job with Bud Crawford. They're not doing a good job with Bud Crawford. Oh, Bob Arum is doing a bad job. ESPN is doing a bad job. Everybody else is doing a bad job. But I'm looking at Bud Crawford like my man. Yo, I see. What's up? Check out Brian Custer interview with Deontay Wilder. He's still wild and making the same excuses, man. You know what? That's always gonna be a content, Alejandro. Ale, that's always gonna be a content. You know, we don't even got to listen to the shit every day. That could be a content every day. Let me get a little bit of lemonade. Let me get a little bit of lemonade before we start cooking. Yo, really, Punch? You really gonna talk about another man look like that? You gonna judge it like that? Who you to tell somebody when their looks is up to par? Who you, Punch? Who you, Punch? Crawford needs a big time fight to catch everyone's attention. Nah. I think I Black and Brown. I think he has caught our attention with the way that he fights and performs and his skill set. I think it's something deeper than that, Black and Brown. It's something deeper than that, Black and Brown, and we just need to talk about it. We all just need to we need to talk about it. Let's all really be real and let's call it how we see it. Let's call it how we see it, because it's not the skills. It's not the skills. He got all the skills. He's a promoter's dream in the ring. Outside of the ring, I'm telling you, if Bobby Arim, a.k.a. Dinosaur, a.k.a. Jurassic Park, a.k.a. got 5 more years to live, Bobby Arim is having trouble promoting a top dude in the sport of boxing, hey, let's just be real. I know it's a touchy subject. I know for men to talk about how a man looks, is he attractive enough to be marketable and stuff. I know, guys. Don't worry. It's not tampering with your manhood. Don't worry about it. You know? Look. Put it this way. Yo, if you look at Ryan Garcia, could you say, yo, this young buck could get some chicks? You know what I'm saying? He's a good looking dude. You know, he could be a model. He could get some chicks, right? We could see it. We see it. Javante San Davis, yo, he packed Atlanta with a bunch of chicks out there. You know what I'm saying? The chicks love him, man. You feel me? We could see when another dude's up to par. Yo, my man, he know how to put things together. You know, he know how to put it together. Do sabe. You know. What's good, Johnny Boy? Boxing was good. Subscribe to the channel. Everybody subscribe to Johnny. Subscribe to Black and Brown. Am I saying something out of pocket? Am I saying something? Come on, man. Come on, guys. We just trying to get to the bottom of it. We trying to help Bud Crawford out. We trying to, if we need help him out. You remember back in the days we had Jenny Jones, and then she used to have a Ricky Lake or whatever. She used to have this makeup show. Maybe we need to take him over. I don't know. We just trying to figure things out, y'all. I couldn't watch Brian Custer yet, Punch. John Boston. Oh, I ain't see it yet. So, y'all already know, man. Bob Arum been talking about Bud Crawford, been saying that he's not trying to go bankrupt in promoting Bud. Bud has the same problem Boy had. He's number 1 pound for pound, but fights nothing but nobodies and has-beens. Nah, he don't got the same problem that Roy Jones Jr. He don't got the same problem as Roy. He don't got the same problem as Roy. He don't got the same problem as Roy. I just think that y'all think that he has the same problem. I don't think that Roy had it. I don't think Roy had that problem. Punch, I understand Bob ain't promoting him right, but it's on Bud at the end of the day. Can't blame Bob for 3 straight years. Bud could have fought Porter in top elite fights, not see Graybrook. Roy Jones' resume is gold. Yeah, man. If you respect, if you didn't respect Hopkins, if you didn't respect that's the dude that's regarded pound for pound, James Toney. He got a good resume, bro. He got a good resume. Maybe Roy Jones Jr. was ahead of his time, but when Roy Jones Jr. fight was on, people was tuning in, bro. People was tuning in. No, he did not have the same problem as Bud Crawford. He did not have the same problem as Bud Crawford. Because Crawford is quiet and does not like to talk. He'd rather talk in the ring, plus ignorance and social media so in today's society. Guido, dímelo, what's good? What's good? Unravel Boxing was good. Roy's wrestling is very good. Yeah. So, look. Look, I know it's a touchy subject. Again, I know is a touchy subject when talking about us men, us straight men. And if you don't go both ways, 2020. If you go that route, don't worry. Nobody, don't worry about it. But anyway, look, Bud Crawford's looks and personality is just not a good mix. It's just not a good mix. Let's look at it as we businessmen. Let's look at it like we are in the business of making money. And, you know, it's not like every fighter out there is a sex symbol, right? It's not like every fighter out there is a sex symbol, but you could be probably not that guy, but still have a good personality. He could give you good interviews. He could talk a little shit. Look, I'm gonna give you an example. Who's the alien? Huh? Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is an alien. They call him an alien. Why? Because the way that he look, right? The way that he look. Let's not play dummy here. Let's not play the safeguard here. He was called the alien because of his looks, right? Alien. What it mean? What? Why? Yeah. Why? Why? But the dude could talk. The dude could talk a good game. He could sell a fight. Bud Crawford can't sell candy to a damn kindergarten. He can't sell a candy to a sixth grader. He can't sell. He cannot. Yo, what's good, Carlo? What's good? And look, promotion is everything, right? Your promoter has to, because I was on that type of time too. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Y'all got to promote this guy better. But you know what? They are promoting him good. You know what? He is on ESPN. He always got mad. He always got Max Kellerman always mentioning him. Andre Ward's always mentioning him. Stephen A. Smith is always mentioning him. Floyd Mayweather mentions Bud Crawford. All the people within the sport of boxing always mention Bud Crawford. But when it's Bud Crawford's time to sell himself, even when it's time for him to talk and have an interview, his interviews is boring. You don't remember none of his interviews. You don't remember any catchphrases from Bud. Tell me anybody, what's his catchphrase? At least I know what Kell Brook says. He talks about brownies. I know something about Kell Brook. We don't know nothing about Bud. He's not catchy. It's just not grabbing nobody's attention. That's what it is. And also, that's what I mean. You can't match you ain't a sex symbol. You can't sell like that. And then your personality is weak, is boring, is dry. So with the looks and the personality, we can't work with that. Think yourself like you a businessman. We cannot work with this. I'm just keeping it real. He is boring. He's my favorite fighter too. I'm just keeping it. Thank you, King UB. Thank you. I mean, let's just keep it real. I know it's not a subject that, us man want to talk about because people going to be like, how you going to look? Oh, you be looking at dudes like that? You really going to judge him in the way he look? Yeah, we going to judge it the way he looks because this is a business of boxing. And promotion is a lot in the sport of boxing. The skill just doesn't sell. It's not skills which sells only. Is what you do outside and what you present yourself as a product, as a whole package. Bud Crawford does not have the whole package. He has the whole package in the ring, but out the ring, Now look, I'm not one of those. I'm not saying that I'm one of those peeps that be like, oh, he gotta talk shit, he gotta do this. Nah. I thought that before. Look, there could be people like Sugar Ray Leonard that didn't talk shit and still get the American public to love him. You know, Mike Tyson in the beginning, he wasn't talking shit. He didn't talk too much. But when you interview him, it was educational. We like hearing Mike Tyson talk even from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He could sell himself. Antonio Tarver, he's not no damn GQ, but you know what? He know how to sell himself. He know how to talk. He know how to put them word plays together. Huh? But Bud, please, I didn't want to mention it until somebody else mentioned it. Then I'm mention. I'm a piggyback or whatever. What was on my mind right now? Bias, Hearn losing money on Andre yet. Bragging around, I think good. The Crawford book did good viewership, a little over 1.7 million viewers, average between co-main event and especially considering the Master Franco. IBT, I think that's poor numbers for Bud. That's poor numbers for Bud, in my opinion. That's no good numbers. His numbers is the same. His numbers is the same, IBT. We're giving him a pass. No, those are not good numbers. Those are not good numbers to a guy that's promoted all the time, talked about all the time. They talk about him in boxing all the time. Max Kellerman got the #1 with Stephen A. Smith, got the #1 show. He talks about Bud Crawford. He gets the interviews from these guys. They talk about Bud Crawford all the time. 1.7 million is no bueno. Hey, and this is why when I bring Keith Thurman, people get mad. Keith Thurman is the one that got the best number of 2019. Still. And this guy don't even show his face. When he don't fight, we don't know where Keith is at. But you know what? When it's him time to fight, he knows how to sell himself. He gets to work. He gets to work. He did 3 million with Josecito Lopez. That's the most viewership in boxing of 2019. And then he did great pay-per-view numbers. This is with Josecito Lopez. So that 1.7 million with Bud Crawford is horrible. 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 That's the way I'm calling it. It is a horrible number. The way this man gets promoted on the biggest platform in sport entertainment, that's horrible. Horrible. Pound for pound #1. How many times they gonna stick it in our face? Pound for pound #1. It's a horrible number. Horrible. Punch is the highest average view of any boxing card this year. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And he was coming off a great. There were people who's watching college football. No. 1.7 is no good. We don't accept 1.7 from the pound for pound dude that's been pound for pound for years. And he's been on ESPN for years. It is no excuse. 1.7 is no bueno. And I don't want to hear about the dancing partners because Keith Thurman did 3 million with Josecito Lopez. Josecito Lopez. That means he don't even need a dancing partner. He doesn't even need a dancing partner. He could do it. He could do it. Why not Bud? Why not Bud? They pump Bud all day. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, we all know that he needs some good dancing partners, but you know what? It's his fault. I'm not going to blame it on Bobby. You were supposed to go and sign the extension, should have never signed the extension. You should have gone to PBC. You should have gone somewhere else. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to put it on Bud. Business decisions speak louder than words. Your business decisions speak louder than words. $1.7 is no good number. Don't let them fake y'all. Come on, guys. We now 200,000 pay-per-views is good numbers. 1.7 for Bud is good numbers. Anybody would do 1.7 right now. Anybody will do $1 million in ESPN. That's ESPN. I will walk in and do $1 million right after a college football game. I would do $1 million. You would do $1 million. Anybody would do $1 million. Hey. He's just not marketable. He's not marketable, as no promoter could do anything about it. If Bob Arum can't do it, no promoter could do it. If Bob Arum can't do it, you talking about Bob Arum. Bob Arum, Manny Pacquiao. Bob Arum, Hoya. Bob Arum, Floyd Mayweather. Bob Arum, the most prestige promoter. He can't figure it out. He's like, I can't. What the fuck is going on? He's had it with Bud. He's like, I fucking lost all I'm going bankrupt with this guy. Huh? This fucking guy can't sell a shit. I tell him to go interview. He says he don't want to interview. Then when he interviews, he says like 15 words. And then you see him, Bud Crawford. He does have some type of great personality, but you know, in his IG when he's playing with his friends or whatever, I don't know. I mean, look, and not to go into his wife and his family, beautiful family, great father, great family man, keeps everybody around him and stuff like that. The same people that's been with him since day one is the same people around him. No new leashes, no entourage, family orientated and stuff like that. Maybe he's too country. I don't know. But Roy Jones was country too. I don't know. What is it with Bud? What is it? It's not the skills, and it's not Bobby. It's Bud. And I think the problem is what I'm saying. But the thing is, people don't want to come with grips with that. Maybe he's just not an attractive dude. If you had a business, would you want him to rock your sunglasses or whatever, so he could model for you, so you could sell your product? No. Hey guys, if you having a movie called Love and Boxing, let's call it Love and Basketball, Love and Boxing. And let's pick a lady. Let's say any boxer. Let's say Clarissa Shields, right? We was talking about it yesterday on my boy Rap Star. Shout out to Rap Star. We was talking about it, and I asked the question: if you were directing a movie, right, and you had Demetrius Andre, and you had Earl Spence, and you had Bud, and the girl was Clarissa Shields, right? Would the leading man be Bud Crawford? Would the leading man be Bud Crawford? Who would you pick first? Who would you pick first, and why would you pick it? Why? Smash the like button. He's just a boxer, but he got to sell, son. I understand that, my brother. Punch, are you saying guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ugly is a ugly word. Ugly is an ugly word. There's a lot of other words that we could. Ugly is ugly. Ugly is evil. But come on, guys. Come on, let's come up with words. Come on, you know where I'm heading. Come on, guys, let's come up with words. Let's not be fake around here. Come on, this is Punch Run Boxing. We break things down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Your points are irrelevant. People don't want to keep it real. I just want to keep it real. Come on, man. What you think, Black and Brown? Black and Brown, what you think, my brother? What you think? It ain't just promotion at this point. It ain't just exactly. Exactly. Yo, it's just not promotion at this point. It's not. It's something else. Stop dissing their looks. Come on, yo. Let's keep it real. Come on. Are we gonna keep it real? Yo, I'm gonna shut the live down. If we ain't gonna keep it real, are we gonna keep it real? Yes or no, man? Are we gonna keep it real? Is your favorite boxer Ryan Garcia? No, it's not my favorite boxer. No. I love all boxers. I love all boxers, men and women, beautiful, man. The modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. Personality will get him paid in PBC. Those. Oh man, I know people don't want to be real. I know people don't want to keep it real, but it's okay. It's all right. I understand. That's why I gotta do this content. I gotta go live and talk about it, because people is not going to talk about it. But I know what we say. I know what people say, but people just don't want to talk about it. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. You're gonna make it anyway. It's not about the looks. He doesn't have charisma. All right, Secret, we're getting somewhere. What I'm saying is, he doesn't have the looks and the charisma, what makes it unmarketable. See, if he didn't have the looks but had the charisma, he'll sell. If he had the looks but no charisma, probably he'll still sell. But no looks and no charisma, get out of here, kid. Get out. I can't do shit with you. shit expire, man. I'm tired of spending my money with this. Oh, come on, guys. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. Let's go, man. So who looks good to you, plus? Oh. Oh. Hold on. No looks and charisma is Holyfield. Nah. Yo, you remember he used to be in a couple of shows, Smoke, and Holyfield come, girls be like, ah! I was doing even more. You think I do good research before doing this live? Trust me, the first one that I went to, Smoke, was Holyfield. And I see a couple of sitcoms and something, and him talking to the girls and stuff like that, you know? Hey, I ain't gonna say the dude was that, but I'm just saying, man, Bud, just come on. You ain't shit for that, Bud. Come on, man. Y'all leaving me in the island, man. Y'all leaving me in the island, yo. Come on, man. Y'all leaving me like Tom Hanks and Castaway. Come on, man. Y'all beating the volleyballs right now, man. Y'all leaving me, man. What's going on? Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Wilson, come back. Wilson! Come on, man. Y'all leaving me out here. Come on, man. Stop. It's something going on that Bud Crawford is not marketable. We just trying to get to the bottom of it. That's all. We just trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to be out here to help. Huh? Let's get to the bottom of it, because this is a special talent that does not come around like this. No, this is a special talent. He's a Hall of Fame worthy. He is pound for pound, 1, 2, 3. You can flip it around. He's that guy. How the hell he can't be promoted on ESPN? Bob needs to retire. He's shot. Nah. Smoke, you telling me that you're going to blame it on Bobby? Bobby, Floyd Mayweather, Bobby, Oscar de la Hoya, Bobby, Manny Pacquiao, Bobby, Teofimo Lopez, Bobby, Vasily Lomachenko, Bobby. Come on. Crawford look like a monster. That's why he Guido. Hold on, come on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hey, it's all about your personality and looks gotta coexist sometimes. You feel me? You gotta coexist. All right, guys. Okay. guys. Is he marketable, guys? That's all we have to talk. Is he marketable? Huh? If you have a business, would he be that guy? Would he model your product? Would he? Maybe it's that. I don't know, man. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it, fellas. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. Look at my last. Hold on, I'm going back. I'm gonna see it. Yeah, Mayweather utilizes bad boy image. Back in the days, people buy it to see his fights. Nah, but he was Pretty Boy Floyd though. Over here trying to cut a bald head. But he's a family man that takes care of business in the ring. That's all I need, to be honest. Well, it's not enough. It's not enough, Ring UB. It's not enough. Crawford was boring in the interview, Max. Yeah, real boring. Max even had to tell Crawford to say something because Crawford answered a question by saying he doesn't want to talk. That's a problem right there, man. Crawford was boring in an interview. We already know that he's boring. Crawford was boring in an interview when Max had with him and Kell Brook. Max even had to tell Crawford to say something because Crawford answered a question by saying he doesn't want to talk. So as a promoter, you're looking at it like, come on, give the people something. Where the fight is tomorrow. Say something. It's gonna be a big fight. We have Book Crawford and we have Kell Brook, and then the people that not even tune into boxing gonna see an interview and be like, I want to see this guy. This shit is whack. I want to see this guy. This is why I change the channel. His personality, it sucks, man. It suck. Buzz. All right, let me read. Yo. Damn, I gotta go. My fault was okay. Hell no, Bob. Aaron was prime. Crawford looked like a monster. That's why he won't sell. Oh shit, Guido. Pat got the following already. He doesn't have to sell a fight. His following came from a style of fight. His no fear mentality. The fans love that no back down attitude. Punch. Look at my last message that proves your point. Oh shit, I gotta go back. Hold on, but let me keep on reading. Bud's problem is his opponents, not his looks for his personality. I don't agree with that. I think. Smoke for me is everything. I think it is personality. I think it is opponents. I think it is looks. I think it's all of that. See, it's not just opponents and then leave out the personality. And no. I think it's that. I think it's all of that. His personality, Moonshine album should have placed him on a regular network and not plus applications long ago. Crawford does look like a mouse. Hey, yo. But he never fought an A+ fighter. Overrated. This is like roasting Bud. No, it's not. It's helping Bud, man. Secret is helping Bud, man. We just trying to get to the bottom of it. Come on, man. Why pick these? What the fuck with these pictures? Those are his pictures. Oh, those are his pictures? Well, what is it, 92? Well, I'm trying to find the best pictures I can find. I can't find them. I can't find them. What kind of pictures you want me to find? Really? That's Bud. Then pause is marketable punch. White. Just give some sunglasses. maybe, right? Come on, Punch. As soon as you put Buzz pick up, I guess. Oh, yeah. Buzz problems, he doesn't try to connect with the people. Exactly, Glenn. He doesn't make himself reliable and he never sounds excited. True. How are people supposed to get excited for him if he's not excited for himself? Maybe. Hey, that's a good point, Glenn. Bud's problem is he doesn't try to connect with people. He doesn't make himself relatable, and he never sounds excited. How are people supposed to get excited for him if he's not excited for himself? Very, very true statement. Very true. Light skin. I was waiting for this. I was waiting for a comment like that. And you know what? I'm going to debunk that comment too. Because Seal the singer with the scars. Seal could get man ladies. That dude is GQ. Come on. Let's not go there. We know, okay, the IB Shore, the light-skinned brother versus the dark-skinned brother. Hey, Wesley Snipes. The ladies like Wesley Snipes. The ladies like Tyrese. Come on. And we know as men be like, yo, the ladies like Tyrese. The ladies like Seal. Come on. With a scar on his face. War scars. Come on. It has its personality, lack of personality, and looks. It's just not what it is. Thurman, Broner, Wilder, cartoon characters with fat mouths. I don't know. F the Nets. I'm a Knicks fan. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that. Crawford should ask those WWE stars how they promote themselves. True secret. Bud's wife was looking like a snack the night I can't. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. See, I don't want to see. I don't want to go that route. I don't want to go that route. But I do see what people say, and I think that's effed up. I think what they be saying. I see in the Instagram. I see the comments. Hey, that's his wife, and she's beautiful for him. He takes care of him, takes care of the children like a beautiful mother should. Shout out to Bud's wife. You know, great family, man. I'm just saying in this industry, also, look, even with the good looking brother, even with the GQ, even with the ushers of the world. Remember when he got his girl, and that was not a good look because as a sex symbol in the industry, once you have a girl wife, that messes everything up. It's like my boy World Combat was saying about Earl Spence. See, Earl Spence got a girl, Earl Spence got a family, but he don't put it out there. He still put himself like a bachelor. He still puts himself lately like a bachelor, so you already know. He keeps in the hip hop culture and chills with a couple celebrities here and there, and you know, you gotta have the whole package. But hold on. Denzel is a sex symbol for girls. Hey, for girls. You said Denzel. Hey, Denzel. But it's boring. He is. But needs marketing help. That's Top Rank's job. No, it's not just Top Rank's job. I think they're doing everything they can. But Bud Crawford, when he does interviews, when he does the press conferences, he needs to do something. Come on. He needs to do more, man. He needs to do more. Now, could other guys do more? Could other fighters do more? Yeah. But it's just something about Bud that is not. It's not ticking. It's not getting the fans that his caliber of skills and the way they promote him. Everybody got Bud's names in everybody's mouth, man. Come on, everybody talks about Bud. All the greats talk about Bud. He got ESPN talking about Bud. The leading sport network talks about Bud. 1.7 million is no bueno, no good. I don't want to hear it. That's it. Those are low numbers. Come on, they talking about pound for pound, bro. They talk about what you and Canelo Alvarez. They talk about Vasily Lomachenko. They talk about Anthony Joshua. You pound for pound, you want to over there, and you don't 1.7 million with a Kell Brooks still 1.7. You can't crack 2 mil. Nah. No pass. That's a failure. And Bob knows it. That's why he's frustrated. 1.7 million is great. No, it's not great. No, it's not. It's not great. How can y'all say it's great with the caliber of Bud? How's 1.7 million great? He's fighting another name within the sport of boxing too. How's that great? That's not great, bro. That's not great for Bud. At this stage of his career, 33 years old, pound for pound, no, that's not great. That is not great, man. That's a letdown. Yo, put $1 million automatically because it's ESPN. Put $1 million after a football game, a college football game with Florida Gators. That's $1 million automatically. They tune into you. That's it. The TV is still on. Come on. 1.7 million is suck. It sucks for Bud. It sucks. Yeah, I said it. It sucks. Keith Thurman could do $3 million with Josecito Lopez. Bud should do $3 million with Kell Brook. He should do $3 million with Kell Brook. And everybody home too? Nah. 1.7 is poor numbers. Yo, that's why I took them so long to tune into boxing. The production team ain't even want to tune in. Remember, it was supposed to start at 10. Everybody was like, yo, what's happening? Why? Yo, where's the boxing? Where's the boxing? That's what you saw all day, right? In the Twitter feed. Where's the boxing? It's 10 o'clock already. Eastern time. Where's the boxing? What's the boxing? The production company's like, oh, we don't want to tune into this guy. Come on, there's already a blowout. Oh, this guy is boring, man. All right. Yeah, let's switch to boxing. Oh man, the production team was mad. Like, hey guys, we're switching up to the Buck Crawford fight. We're switching up to the Buck Crawford fight. Do we have to? Come on, they paid already. Come on. But can we finish watching this damn game? But it's a blowout. Push the button. Come on, we gotta switch to boxing. What is this to boxing? Who else is fighting? Who else? Push the button! Okay. Keep that same energy with Spence. See, with Spence is different, though. You know why Spence is different? Because Spence, he keeps himself in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Keeps himself with the rappers. He just keeps himself out there. You feel me? Keeps himself with the culture. If Spence don't do at least 3-2 mil, I hope to say in this bumper too. Nah, because 2 million, he gonna be fighting pay-per-view. This is different. You can't compare Errol Spence pay-per-view number that he gonna be doing Danny Sue Garcia to this. Nah, not like that. Now you could compare anybody. Let's bet right now. Y'all know anybody that know me know I don't bet in boxing. I do not bet on boxing. But how much you want to bet? Keith Thurman next fight will do more numbers than Buck Crawford. Who want to bet me right now? Keith Thurman's next fight will do more than 1.7 million. Who want to bet me? Who wants to bet me? Who wants to bet me? And he's the bum. He's the washed up guy. How much you want to bet that Keith Thurman does more than 1.7 million? 50, Daniel? Good. 50. Let's go. I'm going to put it right here. Let's go. Right there. It's right there, my brother. Deontay, doesn't matter who he's fighting. I'm betting on it. I don't care who he's fighting. He could fight the dude that's ranked number 55. That Keith Thurman in his next fight would do more than 1.7 million. Put in the Cash App. Put in the Cash App. Everybody know that when y'all bet me here, don't worry. I don't keep nobody's money. I ship it right back out. If I lose, I lose. You get it right back. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, Smoke. ESPN is a good network. Come on. I'm taking on all bets. No pay-per-view. If he fights on Fox, whoever, how much you want to bet Keith Thurman does better numbers than Buck Crawford and Kell Brook? It doesn't matter which opponent is it. Bet me right now. Put it right there on the Cash App. Let's go. Bet me. And I want people to keep their same energy Because when Keith Thurman says the number, oh, Keith Thurman think he needs to pay this much money. Yeah. So come on, bet me right now. Tell me, let me know if Bud Crawford's gonna do better numbers than Keith Thurman's next fight. Let's go. Bet me. I bet you that Keith Thurman does better than 1.7 million. Exactly, Lou. Not pay-per-view. Johnny's right, Pat. No worries. They got everyone beat, though. Hire a great marketer like other boxers did, or call his dad to do the talking and talking just like other boxers. What if Keith fight Bud? What if Keith fight Bud? I mean, then there's not a bet, but I don't think that's gonna happen next. Come on, man. I don't see no bets. I mean, I know in the boxing world, a lot of people talk shit about Keith, right? A lot of people talk shit about Keith. A lot of people didn't feel like he's worth the money that he was presenting to Bud. So come on, this should be an easy bet. This should be an easy bet. Easy bet. Can you tell me the last time when Keith won Tom Thurman? Put it this way. Can you tell me the last time when Keith Thurman did 1.7 million on views? Can anybody tell me when was the last time Keith Thurman did 1.7 million views? At this point, at Bud Crawford's career, sorry, man. Nah, he's not supposed to be doing 1.7 views. 1.7. No. That's a failure. That's a failure. So when Keith Thurman goes out there and asks for more money with Bud, then people got to keep their mouth shut. Because nobody's trying to bet me who gets more views. Let me know right now. I'm betting right now. Come on, guys. I bet that Keith Thurman does better numbers than Bud Crawford and Kell Brook. Bet me. Bet me. And if you ain't going to bet me, and you're that type of person that be like, well, why Keith Thurman asking for this much money? That's the reason. Come on. Bet it. Bet it. Yo, nobody want to bet. Boxing's all about money, and selling Bud has no market at all with a stupid promoter he got. John, I don't think he's a stupid promoter, though, man. This is, come on. As much as people want to hate Bob or love Bob, Bob is the most prestige promoter this industry has ever had and ever seen. That's one thing you can't take away. Take away. How about Don King? Maybe he need a Don King, right? Maybe Bud needs Don King. Nobody gets more views on Top Rank than Bud. Their ratings are trash, with or without Bud, because Bob shot. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Who else? Who be fighting? Who be fighting? Who be fighting? Who be fighting? No, no, no. Let's see. Let's be honest. What Bob Arum said is real talk. Yeah, I think it's real talk. Yep. Let's be honest. It's real talk. It's real talk. What said about the main truth? Hold on. I was saying this. Mi hermano, what's good? Hello. Good looking out, my brother. I appreciate you, my brother. Good looking out. Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. Appreciate you. Thank you, my brother. Let's be honest. What Bob Arum said is real talk. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What Bob Arum said about Bud, is it true or false? Put it down in the comment box. Is it true or false what Bob Arum was saying about Bud? Better watch Thurman Porter than any of Crawford fights. No, but then when you know what it is, but yo, Rock, when Keith Thurman asks for money, then they be like Keith Thurman is wilding. You know why he asks for more money, and he feel like he's worth more than Bud? Because he's a bigger ticket than Bud. Even Adrian Broner won't take 50-50 versus Bud. Even Adrian Broner won't take 50-50 versus Bud. It has to do with Bud. It has not have to do anything with Bob Arum. Everybody tried. Everybody in that network tried. Yo, you even heard what Andre Ward said? He even said, "I'm still gonna be pumping Terence Crawford all day long." He's supposed to be unbiased. He's supposed to be working for ESPN. What do you mean that he's gonna be pumping Bud all day long? You ain't supposed to be doing that. You're not the promoter. Now I understand that you promoted Shakur Stevenson. I understand that. They doing everything in pop. What up, Punch in the chat? What's good? What's good? What's good, my brother? What's good, D? Pac just beat Keith, so he not washed. Bob wants Bud to self-promote, but let's see if Bob is willing to take smaller cut of the promotional fee. I don't think that's what it is, Smoke. All he has to do is not about promoting. Everybody gets an interview. But at least sound like you're hype about sound. Give us something. This is what it is. This is what Bud is doing, Smoke, in my opinion. Is that they're promoting him, but then when Bud is out there, he diminishes the promotion. That's what Bud does. He diminishes the promotion. He messes up all the money, all the promotion that Top Rank pulls out ESPN, and then he comes out and sound mad. And people be like, that's the guy that y'all, him? Him? That's not marketable. Now, if he was like, if this Bud and he was funny, like Michael Blackson, people would love him. People would love him. If he was like this, but he's funny like Michael Blackson, mother sucker, people would love him. But his looks and personality is just I don't care. I could leave my girl around him. I'm not afraid he's gonna take my girl. Yo, Bud is the type that you be like, yo, Bud is the type where you be like, you in the club and stuff like that, and the guy be like, to your girl, oh, you want to dance? I'll be like, yo, babe, dance with him, like, dance with him, you know. Don't worry about it. He ain't gonna take him. You know, go dance with him, baby. Dance like 3 songs with him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like un merengue, bachata, or he ain't intimidating me. Guido, como lo decimos nosotros, porque esta gente no quiere decirlo. Vamos a decirlo como sea. Ese tigre es feo, coño. Ese tigre es feo. Ya, dilo así, coño, ya. ¿Qué vaina es? Oh, man. Vamos a decirlo así, ya, coño. Ya. Ese tigre es feo, no tiene meneo, no tiene nada. Ay, ay, ay. Hasta Boca Piano se buscan más mujeres que ese tipo. Hasta Boca Piano. De Saki Panky. Exactly, Guido. Ese tigre es feo, ya, dilo así mismito, lo tengo que... Ese tigre es feo, ya. Coño. Yo dejo mi mujer con ese tipo y todavía no tengo miedo que me lo va a quitar. Oh, shit. Crawford needs to fight Broner Thurman for free sacrifice for a moment itself. Ah. So he need to use the guys. This is what it is, Joan. He needs to use these guys to sell. But then when these guys ask for more money, people gonna go around and laugh at, what you mean? Keith Thurman asked for this much? Or Broner asked for this much? You know why? Because it's business. They looking at the numbers. They don't need Bud to sell. Keith Thurman gets more viewership fighting Josecito Lopez. He gets more than half, probably. Fighting Josecito Lopez. Being undisputed is rare as fuck. No. This is what it is. 9 2 weeks. I'm not taking nothing away from Bud. I'm a fan of Bud. See, look. I'm a fan of Bud. I'm a fan of Wilder. I'm a fan of I'm a fan of Bud. I'm a fan of Wilder. I'm a fan of Thurman. I'm a fan of Andrade. I'm a fan of Russell. Gary Russell Jr. I'm a fan of Wilder. And you know what? I could criticize them and praise them, but I'm gonna keep it real though. I'm gonna keep it real with Bud. At this point, I see that it has nothing to do with promotion, has nothing to do with what he does in the ring. He don't get in trouble. I'm not saying for Bud to go out there and try to curse out everybody. No. I just feel like, look, when he does, put it this way, when he's training with his people, it look like that's what, you know what? You know when you need to, you know when they need to interview Bud? When he's training with his peoples. I think that's where Bud is the most comfortable. When he's in the gym and he's training, he's having a fun time. You see, when he's playing around, when he's playing basketball with Andre Ward, Shakur Stevenson, Sean Porter in the gym and stuff like that, that's when they need to interview Bud. When he's having fun and he's cracking jokes back and forth. Bud could do it. Bud could do it. You saw when Bud went up to Spence, he could promote himself. He could Look, that's why we always go back to that video with him and Earl Spence, because that's the last time that Bud really came out of his shell and really showed stepping up to somebody. That's Bud. Bud could do it. Bud is a street dude, man. Bud is gully, man. Bud is gully. Bud is gully. But he needs to do it when he needs to do it. He just can't say, oh no, I just want to be laid back. No, this is your bread, my brother. You Bud. This is your time to promote. Because you do a hell of a job when you with your peoples and somebody else record and you talking shit, you playing ball, you playing pinball, you doing the Conor McGregor. Yo, this is where you need to catch Bud. When he's in the gym, having fun, training, and that's when you want to interview him, because in that element, I think that's Bud's best element. You want to interview Bud, you got to do it when he's in the gym, having fun, after a sparring match, something, you know, when he's with Jamal Herring and he's with Shakur Stevenson and he's just, and like I said, we're playing basketball with Andre Ward. That's when he shows his charisma and stuff like that. But then sitting up, calling him for an interview, for a sit down, that's not Bud. That's not Bud. Maybe it's that. All I'm saying is we gotta have a strategic way and how to get to Bud to come out of that shell. Maybe the sitting down, like bringing him to a first take show or Undisputed or whatever, just to sit down. That I think Bud is not comfortable with that. Bud is not comfortable with the okay, we're going to have an interview. You have to prepare. Here, put the mic here and and then sit down and it's just a question. Maybe he needs a conversation. Maybe he need to chop it up more. Yo, because even in that setting, you think that Crawford talks to Andre Ward the way he talked in that interview? Maybe it's the interview setting that Bud is not good at. Now, everybody is good and bad at everything. There's some people that they're just hella funny. They hella funny, but you ask them to go up in stage, they're nervous. How many times you heard actors saying, oh, when they win an award and I'm nervous. Damn, how you nervous if you act and then you do Broadway? How would you be nervous in talking to a audience? So I think it's just the element. I think it's the element. What's good, Jerome? Just admit people only promote black people in major markets. Oh, you bringing on the race car? You see, we ain't even bringing the race car, but I ain't bringing that. I'm not bringing that car yet. I'm not yet, but I'm not bringing that card. There goes the self-victimhood. There goes the self-victimhood. There goes again. I ain't gonna go that route, Ron. I mean, bottom line, he needs to fight better competition. That's one, and he will have a bigger audience. Okay, I understand that, Matt. I'm with you 100%. But if we're saying that, but then that's the other argument that people have. If he does fight better competition, if that better competition is saying, I want more money than Bud, then people's like, oh, hell no. Nah, that better competition sells more than Bud. Regardless if they're champions or not. Bud is not, Adrian Broner is not going to get 50-50 fighting Bud. He's not going to take that because he knows his numbers. This is business. He's just not going to give money away. Keith Thurman is never, ever. If he just stays with that one loss with Manny Pacquiao, he's never going to go half and half with Bud Crawford. Hell no. Earl Spence is not going to go half and half for Bud Crawford. Hell no. They're not going to go half and half. Maybe Porter. Porter will go half and half. But he got to prove it. He could do it by himself. He got to crack 3 million at least. 2 million. He cracked with 2 million. He did 1 point something versus Mean Machine. And I was I was around Madison Square Garden around that time. I'm in New York. A lot of people was talking about it that Teofimo Lopez and Richard Comey should have been the main event. Everybody was talking that Richard Comey and Teofimo Lopez should have been the main event from that Bud versus Mean Machine. Thank you. What's good? What's good? Speaking Mind Sports. Everybody subscribe to Speaking Mind Sport. D. Jefferson in the building. What's good? Umbrella Corporation. Thurman can sell a fight. Thurman can sell a fight and Thurman can sell himself. And the thing is, he's the guy that's most that people hate and talk shit about. But then when he asks for that money, people think he's stupid. No, I get more views than you. Ain't nobody frustrated with Keith. They frustrated with Bud. A prestige promoter. Like I said earlier, a prestige promoter like Bob Arum is like, it's like he's pulling the hairs that he got left. Like, yo, what do I have to do to promote this guy? I'm a prestige promoter. I am Bob Arum. I've promoted the greats of the greats. What is it about this guy? Damn it. What is it about this guy? Damn it. Speak up, Bud. Bud, speak the fuck up, Bud. You're fucking boring. You're dragging all the money down the damn toilet, all the promotion, and then we have you do an interview and you sound like this. Like you're not enthusiastic. What the fuck? If Keith is worth 10 million, why ain't he sending out offers then? He sent that. I'm not saying he's worth 10 million. All I'm saying, he's worth more than Bud. I'm not saying he's worth more than 10 million, but he's worth more than Bud. Can anybody ask me, when did they send out and how much? How much did they send to the PBC fighters? How much did they send to the PBC fighters to negotiate for Bud Crawford? How much? How much? Come on, man. Guys, let's work. Come on. We are the boxing community. Let's work together. Let's come up with a plan. How can we promote him? How can we promote him? How? If you have a company, will he be promoting your company? How can we sell him? How? How can we market him? How? How can we market him? How can we market Bud? Any solutions here? You can't say, y'all can't say PBC because PBC has no promotional company. They're not going to be working around with him 24/7. And if he's going to go to PBC and he could get those type of fights, should he wear the fishnet like Gasque de la Hoya? Hire a marketer. Is nobody better than Bobby? Ain't nobody better than Bobby Arim. Let's keep it real. Regardless if we love him or hate him. Regardless if we love Bob or hate him, he is the best promoter in the business. He's the best. Eddie Hearn does a hell of a job promoting as well, yes. But he can't even promote Demetrius Andrade. How can we promote Bud Crawford? Is it the looks, ladies and gentlemen? Is it the looks plus personality equals not marketable? Is it the looks? I know guys don't want to get into that type of talk, but let's think like we're businessmen out here. What is it? What is it? Andrade really fights nobody. Yeah. These promoters sucks. Start dropping F-bombs in interviews. I don't know about that. Come on, Punch. Don't put Andrade on Eddie. Oh. Don't put Andrade on Eddie, black and brown, huh? So don't put Bud on Bob. So it's Andrade. Then it's Bud. It's Bud. And I'm no. And people want to play the race card. I'm not playing the race card. Kubrat Pulev, he ain't sunshine either. So let's not. We're not gonna play that card either. But him kissing a girl, it did him good in promoting though. Hey, look at this dude go be kissing chicks like that. What's wrong with this dude? Even Omar Figueroa, he don't need to promote. All he gotta do is bring his sister. At least bring the son. Come on, bud. What you got for us? What you got for us, bud? Thurman only been on pay-per-view once. It was against Pacquiao, and they only sold 500K per. They did more than 500K, man. It was in the 600. It was in the 600. And you know when Keith Thurman doing this thing? Because it almost did almost half. Almost half. More than what Broner did. That's just not all Pacquiao. It's not just all Pacquiao. What was Pacquiao's number? What was Pacquiao's number with Lucas Metise? What was Pacquiao's number with Lucas Metise? Huh? Was it 5? Come on, where is that? Manny Pacquiao, Lucas Metise peaked at 4.4 million. Manny Pacquiao versus Lucas Metise peaked at 4.4 million. The average was 3.1. The average was 3.1. 4.4, the average was 3.1. Now, Keith Thurman did 3 with Josecito Lopez. Barely promoted that fight. 5 with Danny Suf Garcia. 4 with Sean Porter. 4 with Ghost Guerrero. My man, Keith Thurman does numbers. He does numbers. Yeah, man. I'm running early today, man. I think I'm going to do this on a Tuesday. I'm going to do it early on a Tuesday. Tomorrow, check out my interview tomorrow. Stay tuned. 9 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow, I'm going to be interviewing the man that might be fighting. Teofimo Lopez next. I'm going to be interviewing him tomorrow, 9 p.m. Stay tuned. George Camboso Jr. Tomorrow, I'm interviewing George Camboso Jr., 9 p.m. Eastern time. Check it out. Thurman won't do those numbers on pay-per-view. You just now you anticipate. Tell me tell me all the numbers Thurman did. You can't shit on Thurman with numbers. You could shit on him with attitude. If you want to say he ducked this person, you could shit on him. When it comes to numbers, ain't nobody shitting on Thurman. His numbers worth 10 million. If so, he should send out offers. He sent the offer. They didn't want to negotiate, Kalua. He sent the offer. They didn't want to negotiate. Nah, not yet. Sparkling water. We all know I'm a huge white fan. Bud is stranded on ESPN Island. Anybody sending him offers are a waste of time. Yeah, I think it's a waste of time for Bud Crawford to fight for them anyway. I mean, he's not gonna get no PBC. Al Heyman is gonna wait. Al Heyman gonna sit back and wait for Bud Crawford expiring contract, and then he gonna be making that. See, Bob Arum, he exposed himself. He's desperate. Bud Crawford will beat Earl Spence and Danny Swift Garcia in the same day. Yeah, you man desperate. Yeah, sorry, Bob. Nobody believes that part. But you know what? Just for that, Al Heyman is gonna sit back. What? October. Al Heyman gonna be calling Bud like, yo, hey yo, what's good? What's good, brother? Yeah, man. Stop talking about Spence. You're not gonna get no Spence. You're just gonna wait till your expired contract in October, and then we're gonna be talking about it. It's gonna be some in-house money. You're gonna make as much money you get. You ain't gonna get you do not have to give you do not have to give Bob Arum 40%, 30%. So we're not gonna do this Earl Spence fight. You're not gonna get nobody in PBC. You're not gonna make the same mistake you did last time signing that stupid extension. Alright, bud? Alright. So we're gonna wait till your shit expires. You could pick whoever you want to fight, whoever. You want me to throw you Adrian Granados? Nah, you don't want that? Goes Guerrero. Josecito Lopez. I might try Ugas. You want Ugas? Maybe. Alright. That's what Al Heyman gonna do. If I was Al Heyman, I wouldn't put nobody in PBC. I would just wait for Bud for his shit to expire and for Bud not to do the stupid mistake that he did last time in signing an extension, knowing that he going to the welterweight division and he know that he wanted to get the best welterweight. Right now, Bud Crawford would have had these type of matchups already. Probably we would have never seen no Porter and Spence. That time we would have seen Spence versus Bud. And I actually probably think that he signed the extension because Bobby promised him a Manny Pacquiao fight. Then Manny Pacquiao just left right there at the same time. Like, the fuck? I'm not gonna stay over here. I'm not gonna stay over here. Let's talk. Let's rap. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's figure this thing out, y'all. I send the link, man. No hate on Bud. This ain't no hate on Bud. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. We're trying to help out the brother. We're trying to help out Bud. How could he be marketable? You know, if he needs a makeover, we need a makeover. If he needs to talk more, we need to prep him. We need to prep him. We got to come with strategies. If you need a facelift, I don't know. Whatever it takes, y'all. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Smoke, is that chill smoke?
It's me. What's up, Moonshine? How you feeling this fine morning? I guess it might be afternoon for you. Is it yet?
No. It is.
No, still morning. All right.
What time is it? 11? Yeah, it's still morning. Still morning, man. Still got the mangú con los tres golpes, mi hermano.
That's what's happening.
You know what's mangú con los tres golpes?
No.
Mangú is mashed plantains, with fried eggs, salchichon, and tropical cheese, fried tropical cheese. So it's mangú with 3 hits, con los tres golpes.
All right, so plantains and eggs, I got you. The other two, I'm not sure about.
Never have tropical cheese, like
Well, I mean, I maybe I live in the tropics and I had cheese. I don't know if it was.
What's your nationality? Or you?
I'm American.
American.
Yeah.
Okay. Not because I know. Jamaicans and Trinidadian, they eat plantain, so they know what they know.
Nah, man, my grandfather fought in World War II. His grandfather fought in the Civil War. I'm American. Like, we here, baby. I keep going for it if you want. We here. We in this piece.
Trump 2020. We're gonna win the election.
Oh man, Trump, this guy got me picking mine. Like, what's going on? You know what?
We're not conceding. We are not conceding. We're gonna take it all the way to the end, baby.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody worried about that dude conceding, but he does need to give up that info so our country doesn't slip into a deep depression just because he lost. But I'll tell you one thing. I like that he's not coloring his hair anymore. The all white. It's a lot better than that whole like yellow thing he had going. The corn silk.
What's good, Marlo?
What up, bro?
Chilling. Ron, what you doing? Painting?
Yeah, man.
So get to work. Get to work.
Yo, dog, I was flipping this morning. I'm sitting up here listening to this boxing shit about Bud. Ain't he doing? Fuck out of here, man.
Yo, so what y'all think? There's the marketing team right here. What y'all think? There's the marketing team. What's good, D? What's good, D Jefferson? What's good? There's the marketing team.
So get to work.
What is it? What is it, guys? What is it? It's not. I don't think it's Bob. I think it's Bob. I don't think it's Bob.
Okay, how come you got to leave Bob to make money then?
I don't think it's
good point.
Say it again. Say it again. What you said?
I said, how come you got to leave Bob to make the big money then?
Because Bob is an asshole.
I don't think it's. But he signed to Bob though. He know he was not going. He know Bobby ain't got no damn fight and no welterweights. He knew that coming in.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. Like, what are we really talking about when you're saying Bud needs help? Like, Bud, it sounds like Bob don't want to pay him all those millions for those touches anymore. But no, I got to tell you, those fights that Bud are in are not going to help him with the community that would support Bud. Like, nobody wants to see Ilgauskas. I said I was going to pronounce his name right, D. I'm trying for you, but yeah.
All right. But look, this is what I mean. What they tried, even though that we knew the opponent is not gonna, he's gonna beat the shit out of this opponent. But he picked Amir Khan. He picked Kell Brook because they did it for promotional reasons. They did it for promo. You know that they picked those names because they had names.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. It's just that the community that that loved Bud, like they already seen other guys wash Crawford and Khan. So it's not like beating those dudes up or some big like boost to your thing. Everybody already knew. Yeah, Bud's got something for those guys. But nobody, Jeff Horn is he had a belt. Jose Benavidez, that's kind of closer to what you kind of cooking right there. But you got to get some Americans on there, man. You got to get some Americans that would challenge Bud, that you could say like, man, you got to go through something. Benavidez was a big boy. I mean, he was dragging that leg around by the end of the fight. But at the beginning of the fight, you're like, man, that dude's huge, right? So it's kind of compelling. You need to get some fights that's going to garner the respect of the community that's going to support Bud.
I think okay, I understand about the opponents, but also it's not. I don't think that Bud is in a situation, and I understand guys like people gonna bring up the Triple G, but Triple G don't have to talk, and he's still gonna sell, or other fighters don't have to talk. With Bud, he needs to talk. He needs to. When you got the mic and when you interviewing somebody, you can't be saying like 5 words throughout the whole interview, my man. Sound like you selling your own fight, bro. Like, this is you right here. Like, these are your numbers too. Like, you got to think about it like that. Remember, when you do a pay-per-view, that's like back end money. You got to sell yourself. You got to act like that's your money.
Yeah, well, I'll say that we haven't seen really anything outside of like trash talking. We've seen some training videos, but there's nothing like sort of crazy. But again, for me, if I'm a promotional company, right, if I'm going to sign a guy, I see what his strengths and weaknesses are, and then I bolster those things up so that I can make my cash, right? Because that's just what it is. Like, I see Bud is surly. I see he's not the easiest on the eyes, right? And so I'm doing stuff that's going to actuate what he does do, right? I'm putting out his training vids. I'm putting out his family life. I'm doing whatever it is I can do to make Bud relatable to the broader audience, right? But I don't see that coming from Top Rank. I don't see anything. As a matter of fact, most of the promotion that I see coming out of it is from ESPN, and all they're doing is showing commercials and getting the dude to go on their little shows, right? And we all know, like listening to Bud or watching is like watching paint dry. So that's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. But neither is sending Lomachenko or whoever the hell else they got over there. Like really, only Tyson Fury can talk. And now they got Josecito Lopez over there. But it's not like Bert Schultz is out there tearing up the interview. Like Shakur's okay, but he's still growing into his own. Like they don't. There's not a machine out there that can generate stars that can actually look at the media landscape as it exists today, and then how to work their talent in there so that they can have the best shot at it. The talent don't have their own idea about how to market and promote themselves. Top Rank ain't gonna help you.
So it is a partnership, right? Because that's what Buzz says when he talk about when he talk about Bob Arum that time when they was talking about the Earl Spence and stuff like that about the crossing of the streets. He's like, I tell the promoter what I want, and nobody owns me. I'm just paraphrasing on that one of the interviews that I did a video of last year. He was talking about that. It's more of a partnership. So that means that you should promote yourself. You should self-promote. And I'm not saying I'm not on that type of time that he needs to be on some vulgar and on some suck my dick and all that shit. Nah. But I'm just saying, look, even a guy like Usyk who doesn't know how to speak the language, and he'll say like just what's his catchphrase? Like I feel. What is it? He'll say something funny that would just be catchy. Or maybe what I said earlier before y'all got on. Because we seen Bud, he does have some type of charisma when he's in the gym. When he's in the gym, you see the charisma when he's not really trying to be, when he's not interviewing, somebody just got their phone and he's playing basketball, he's trash talking. He could do it, but not, he needs to do it when Bud needs to do it. That's the problem. He don't do it when Bud needs to do it. Like how many times we've seen him go trash talk with Andre Ward. You could see the charisma there. But then now you're sitting down in the interview and now you got the spotlight on you. Now, okay, this is Bud Crawford's interview. And they got Andre Ward because they figure like, okay, they have chemistry. But they didn't even have chemistry on that interview.
Yeah, the issue though is
don't talk shit when you don't make it to your fight. Remember that?
Yeah, but Top Rank don't know how to go gully. They're not going to show them up at night at the dice game, right, with the bag of beer, right? Like, the reason why, like, Adrian Broner has the freedom to be Adrian Broner. You can't be Adrian Broner at Top Rank. It wouldn't work.
Good.
Why is that?
Because that's not the.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Elaborate on that. Why they can't show him when Bud is doing Bud? Like, of course, I'm not saying when he's fishing. I don't think that fishing is like it's fun. So I know that they won't even try to air that,
I don't know. Maybe it's it could be the mouse. It could be Bob itself. But it seems like the guys over there are real packet. Like I said, the only guys that have personality are Fury. I mean, you can see Loma's personality come through a little bit with his thing. But Fury has personality to spare. But he was at that before he got to Top Rank, right?
I'm very
really Burchell. Like, what are they doing for Burchell? What are they doing for Jamal Herring? Like, it's not like all those guys. It's all like kind of corporate. It's real respectable. It's kind of milquetoast over there. You don't really have guys out there being the kind of guys that they really are in life, right?
Well, Miguel Burchell, if they're gonna say anything about him promoting, they're gonna do it on ESPN Deporte. And I could tell you this, the ESPN Deporte, they're way more animated. I don't know if everybody here speaks Spanish, but they're way more animated than the guys in the English speaking and regular ESPN. Like these guys actually try to promote, try to make it, you got Marquez, you got who else you got? I don't even know that dude, the one with the glasses, but that dude is animated. He be talking a lot. Yeah, if y'all hear him, he will be probably one of the most hated dudes in boxing. If y'all understood, he be exaggerating his ass off, bro. I don't know his name, but he's the one that he'd be with Chavez, Marquez, and then he's like the real host in ESPN Deportes.
Nah, you need a Raider for that one. Raider's always on the Deportes.
But they do they.
Well, you say.
No,
Oh, my bad. But he said that you can't do that on Top Rank. I mean, I know it was a while ago, but correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Floyd and Oscar on Top Rank when they did those 24/7s that they was doing when Floyd was going off on Oscar and talking all that shit?
And that was the entire thing. They were like, "You don't sell, we're going for Oscar," right? I mean, that's the same deal. Like Floyd was like, "Why can't I get the fights? Why can't I get the shine that I deserve, that my talent deserves?" And they're like, "We ain't punching you like that. Like we backing Oscar." That's Floyd. Floyd had to outgrow Bob. And that's the whole point, is that you're supposed to outgrow Bob. You're not supposed to be like 35 years old still in high school. And that looks like what Bud is doing. He is not progressing in his own PR, and Top Rank is not helping him do his PR. So
to be honest, I never looked at Floyd not being promoted. Like for me, it was always out there. His first fight, he was already televised. His first fight was televised already. So maybe that was maybe in my opinion that was Floyd, because Floyd always had a thing for Oscar. Even when he always had this hate for Oscar. This was way before anything. Even when Oscar didn't even know this guy's name, he always had this thing for Oscar. I think he always felt that he was second, but he was being marketed as well. He was being marketed, and he has his opponents too. He had Luis Castillo. He had the Zab Judah. He was marketed. He was marketed good. But the difference between him is that he probably had the Mexican fan base. He was more of a sex symbol, and he won the gold. So he was coming in.
Right. That like it's those kinds of excuses, right? That's why Floyd had to get up out there, because you don't want to hear stuff like that when you're like, man, screw that. I got my own audience, and you're supposed to be marketing to my audience, not telling me why this other guy's better than me. That's why he went out there and showed that actually he can market himself better than what Bob was doing. And you don't have to hear nothing about no Mexican fan base and sex symbol stuff. Nobody trying to hear that stuff.
Yeah, but then Florida was saying the same thing that Bob was saying. Floyd says the same thing about Mexican fan base. He took that strategy into his own. That's why he fought the Victor Ortiz of the world. So why would he get mad at Bob?
Because he took that on his own to surpass De La Hoya, not to stay in De La Hoya's shadow. Like if you say, "Hey, promote me," and you say, "Well, this other guy's got Mexican fan base and he's a sex symbol," and you go, "Okay, guess what? He can be a Mexican. He can have the Mexican fan base, and he can be a sex symbol, and I can still outpromote him with the same set of circumstances." As a matter of fact, put me in the ring with him, and I mop him up.
Okay, and Bob did that for Floyd. He put him against. He put him.
Golden Boy promotion. That was not a Top Rank promotion.
Also, yeah. So Oscar De La Hoya looked out for Floyd Mayweather. Why he hate him so much?
Why Oscar hate Floyd? Or why Floyd hate Oscar? Floyd don't hate Oscar. Floyd loves talking about Oscar. He loves crip walking all over Oscar's legacy. He absolutely adores Oscar. He thinks Oscar's cute. Same thing with Canelo.
That's all just media. They actually friends in real life. They made a whole lot of money together.
Oh, of course.
Everybody gonna be shocked when Danny Garcia put them paws on her.
But yeah, man. What else? What? So y'all think so Bud needs the PBC guys to sell. So Bud can't sell really by himself. He just needs these guys. So what I was saying earlier, so if these guys ask for more money, I don't think the fans should get tight, because they're looking at the numbers. None of them gonna take a pay cut for Bud, and they sell better than Bud. I think in that sense, people got to keep it consistent. Even Broner, he's not going to take no pay cut to fight Bud.
All I know is Bob's the only one crying poor mouth. Bob can't figure out how to make his fights work at all. He's trying to get Teofimo to take low money. He had to go around Bob to get the money from the network directly. Now he's going broke doing Terence Crawford. Like, dude. If you don't know how to actually leverage your own talent, that is not your talent's fault. Literally, this is your business. It is your business to sell the fights and recoup your expenses and make your nut. It's not just I got a network deal, and so now you guys figure out the rest.
True, I agree with you on that one. I just say that he should do more for himself, for you selling the fight as well. Like it's not like, oh, I'm gonna leave it up to I'm gonna leave it up to Bob all day long. Like no great fighter left everything to the promoter, really. Not a lot. Some, yeah, but not a lot. Like just leave it for the promoter. Oscar ain't do that. Oscar dropped the damn album. He is a Grammy Award winner. Forgot. You got the album, Smoke? I know you got the album.
Oscar De La Hoya album? No, nah, man. I don't have the George Foreman album. I ain't
platinum.
got the Ali album. I don't have the Lonzo Ball album. I don't have the Meta World Peace album. I don't have none of those albums.
What's good, D?
How you doing, my brothers? Just want to join y'all conversation.
Chilling. What you mean, Mark? You're the marketer. You're part of the marketing team. What you think? What you think we should do with Bud?
Who, me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
You're part of the marketing team. We're the marketing team right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, number one, get away from Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Because they're horrible. Because even though if Lomachenko wasn't white, he wouldn't have did nothing. Because they never hardly promoted Lomo. Like when nobody even really knew when Lomo was fighting, they did no promotions for him. But he had the complexion for the protection. But Bud definitely need to get out of there, go over PBC, take a quick Sean Porter, wipe him out, and then go fight Errol. I think he needs one more person before Errol, and Sean Porter be a perfect test. If he can go in there and stop Sean Porter, something nobody did, he has no choice but to put him pound for pound. So
he can
go fight Thurman too. He can fight Thurman if he beat up on Thurman and knock Thurman out. You know what I'm saying? He's good. So yeah, go to PBC. You know what I'm saying?
What I think Bob was doing was, I don't know if he was sending contracts. They said they sent contracts. We never the public never knew the numbers that they were sending, right? But we already knew that Bob was saying that he sent some contracts. He said that they don't want to do it, right? I think he was playing the numbers game with Bud more than anything else. That's how we saw the Amir Khan. That's why we saw the Brook, because he was playing the numbers game for his numbers to be up. So when it's time to negotiate with the PBC fighters, he's up there. But those fights actually failed, in which he wished that those numbers would have been good. He wished the Amir Khan would have been good, because then that's when he could negotiate with the Earl Spence of the world and be like, we 50-50 or 60-40 me, but he's failing in all these guys' numbers. He's not doing better than PBC's than the top PBC guys. So these PBC guys is really gonna look at Bud, be like, nah, man, I ain't gonna take that cut. You must be crazy. I get more numbers, but
that's the point. Who in the hell is trying to see Bud, pay to see Bud fight Victor Postol and Amir Khan? And Victor Postol all those years ago that nobody ever heard of unless you were boxing, unless you're a purist. And then Amir Khan today, who everybody knows got a glass chin. I mean, I guess it revealed that he's got a glass thigh. I mean, that was kind of revealing, I guess, of the fight, but nobody's trying to shell out money for that.
Okay.
To me, Bud's stupid, man. Like, it's kind of like by passing up that 60-40, he was kind of dumb now in actual light, because I could have took 60-40, beat up Errol if I thought I could, you know what I mean? And I know I could beat him. I'll take that 60-40 split, because now I'm unified and boom, I got 3 belts or whatever. Like, he had a chance. He should have took that 60-40. I think it would have been worth it. The reward would have been much more better than the money. Going there and beat Spence. They'll have to put you pound for pound.
But also, Bud was the first one to say that he's taking no pay cuts during this pandemic. He was the first one. So he was not going to budge. That's how he got the Kell Brook fight.
See, the thing is,
No, but I'm saying this was when Errol offered him that 60-40, I think that was before pandemic. I'm saying
it was, but he was just saying that Bud is not doing himself any favors when it comes to this whole negotiation. Like this thing picked up a lot of steam when Bob was able to cast Errol as a duck, right? During that whole when Errol was trying to trace down Porter, they inserted Terence in there, and it seemed like what Errol was trying to do was fight everybody not named Terence Crawford, right? Mm-hmm. So he had some of that going for him, but the problem was it wasn't real. So as soon as Errol offered him some money in that 60-40s, once he said no, then that took a lot of steam off of it. And then Bud said, it's all about the money. And then Bud said, I'm not going to fight XYZ guy. And, this guy's asking me too much money. And we're going to offer Danny Garcia less money when we offer Amir Khan. Like all that kind of stuff is not helpful to. First off, it's not just that there's no inventory at Top Rank for them to marinate Bud and to marinate this fight till it gets to the proper thing for two networks, split the cash. It's that every other welterweight is at PBC. They're all there. Like it's not like you can get some from Oscar or get some from Eddie or get some from Kathy Duva or whatever. There's no welterweights out there that's not a PBC. So really, what are you doing? You got to go fight those guys.
I'm still here, Punch. I got a call from the doctor right quick. My bad, Smoke.
Was it right?
No, it's all good.
I'm still
I
here,
was going to say, you got to fight those guys or you got to figure out the purse strings. And nobody wants to hear about I could have bought a house in Beverly Hills from a guy who has hundreds of millions of dollars off the sweat and tears of fighters. Like, dude, figure out your catalog. Top Rank catalog is worth at least 8 or 9 figures. Like, figure it the hell out, man.
You know what I'm thinking now that it's sad? I know it's sad, but you know what I'm thinking about now? Just for promotion, because I think that's what it is with Bud. It's all about promotions. The way that the way that we heard and we still hear Gary Russell talk shit. That's the last time we saw Terence Crawford open up, come out of his shell. See, I think he needs that opponent, not just a good opponent, but that opponent that's going to talk shit to bring out that type of Bud, the Bud, not the Terence, but the Bud. Bring that Bud out.
He'll do it with the right opponent.
I only think 2 guys could do that, and not even Earl Spence, and it's probably Gary because they got the history and the way that Keith Thurman talks. You put him in a promotion, I think that's you gonna hear Bud.
That fight conference, though, I never really seen, he really like, I'm going to F you up and all that. Like, he went ham on that, like him and Brooke thing, though. I never really seen him that aggressive at the press conference.
Not in the press conference when he was away. He was going to snuff this dude. What's his name again?
Benavidez. I know he did it with Benavidez.
Nah, the little dude. What's that? Not Boothead. What's the dude's name? I'll get his name. It was that little cat. I think it's at 135 they fought. And he said, I'm going to punish you. You had enough now? Like, that's when they, like, the whole, mystique of Bud came out, right? I didn't remember little dude's name.
Come on, we all know that Bud has a temper. We just need somebody to bring it out of him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they haven't been able to market and promote that side of Bud. Like I said, I don't know if it's a Top Rank thing. I don't know if it's ESPN, the too squeaky clean over there, but they need to show Bud in his element being Bud. That whole thing, they Benavidez, get to your fight before you don't make it to your fight. They need to have. We need the 24/7 behind that Bud, right? We need the.
Yeah, what happened to the 24/7? Why they stopped doing 24/7?
But that's why also a Danny Swift Garcia fight would have been good, because Angel Garcia, remember when he was talking a couple of years ago, they was going back and forth. You need that opponent that's going to bring that out of Bud, and I don't think Sean Porter's going to do it. Yeah, it's a good fight, but it's not the promotion of it. Sean Porter's not going to talk shit like that, whatever. You're going to need that guy, and I think there's a couple of guys that's going to bring out the that Bud, that dude that beat the dude up in his last when he got arrested the last time. What he got charged for? It was about the car, right?
Yeah, it was about the car mechanics and shit.
Yeah.
Not wanting to give him his car.
You know what?
They want-
You know how many innovations there've been revolutionized. You know how much the sport has been revolutionized since Bob has updated his game. Like all access, all the 24/7. That was a Floyd innovation. Like you know, now we got all this new media on YouTube. They're not taking advantage of none of it. Like those
Yeah,
dudes are
yeah.
still talking about commercials and press conferences. Like we in Sugar Ray Leonard days. Dude, the game has passed the dude several times over.
Yeah, the only guy I see he's moved with the time is actually Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is up all day long. He wakes up, he always does a live. He always does a live. He's promoting his fighters. He promotes himself, and then after that, does a podcast. He does the shit with Tony Bellew. Then he's on the tweets. He's always out there. Let me step aside away from Bud just a minute. But I wanted to ask this question because I sent out a tweet yesterday. Was it yesterday? I was talking about Deontay Wilder, him taking a loss. And I said that other greats have taken a loss as well. So I'm going to ask the question, who took a loss better? Deontay Wilder or George Foreman?
Oh, that's easy.
Wilder.
He took his loss better? What y'all think?
Nah, I think George Foreman took his losses better.
Oh,
Yeah, for real.
no.
George Foreman retired like twice.
Yeah, George
bro.
Foreman was not right between the ears. Like he had to do an entire personality like reconstruction.
Yeah.
And come back again. He found God. He did albums. There's a lot. Like, losing the album, he said that dude changes. Remember that 5 dudes in 1 night? Like he was he turned into a circus act after that. Like, nah,
and it's good that I want to talk because I know that you really lived that time because you got the age too, but. That's what I was reading. I was reading all last night about it. I was going to do a whole video about it. I said, I'd rather just talk about it live and stuff like
Believe
that.
me, Wilder, he's accepting his L because he know he was cheated. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody really knows. But Wilder, because
He was cheated by his team. That's who he was cheated by. He wasn't cheated by nobody on his team.
I'm not saying he cheated. I'm not saying nothing about the cheating thing. But I'm saying if I felt like Wilder, I lost because he cheated. Foreman, it was no reason. He just lost.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Who
big difference.
Oh no.
So the George Foreman
Wilder was more better with his loss than Foreman.
You were tripping. You were tripping. Foreman still to this day, like it took a long time. I'm not saying to this day, but it could be that he's still blaming his corner. He was blaming his corner like after he was done fighting. He was like, I thought, I was cool. I could have got up, but my corner told me to stay down. Like. No, he didn't take that well at all. He did not take the Ali loss. Like he appreciated the journey that it took him through, but he had to go through a complete
suicide. All he did was not talk. That's all he did.
He
was suicidal.
Yeah,
he was suicidal.
Like I don't think you understand
himself.
what George Foreman did after that loss and what he attributes that loss to about his life.
That's why I said Wilder took his loss better.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, definitely.
So let me read the quote. I was devastated. I had nightmares. I kept waking up in the middle of the night thinking I'm going to beat the count, and I lost the boxing match in my nightmares. Things didn't change. It was hard time to live through. It was very hard for me to move on. That was Foreman. I think that forget about the training. You know, before that, people was like, oh, that George Foreman want to help out Deontay Wilder. I think that he needs to help out Deontay Wilder with this because he has the experience to help him through this.
Well, Tyson took his loss better because even though he got a draw the first fight, he didn't like.
Now that was a loss though. I think he takes a loss because he is the aura of being a knockout artist. Is that aura? You don't got that aura no more. I think for them it's harder than just a boxer that, you know, is not known for knocking people out, that doesn't have that type of aura, that Superman type of, you know, character, that, you know, the baddest man of the planet type of. That was hard for Foreman because his aura was he's knocking everybody out. He's scary. He's the scary guy. He's the boogeyman. He's that. Now, the whole world saw you go down. What are you now? And I think reading on Foreman, it looks like he took his loss worse. I just wanted to ask the question.
Yeah, the
Oh, I didn't
issue
know
with
that.
Foreman though, Foreman was trying to imitate somebody else. Right? He was trying to be the
Sonny
second
Liston.
coming of Sonny Liston and be all surly
Sonny
and mean
Liston.
and stuff like that, right? So he was putting on an act, right? If Wilder may be, maybe what part of Wilder's persona is an act, and he needs to find out, and become even more of himself. But I think really in his heart he thinks, and he could be delusion or whatever, he could be delusional, but I think he thinks he was really cheated. So it's a different thing, right? Whether or not Foreman got up or didn't get up, or if was really on him, right? Regardless of him saying that it's on the corner, if he's saying he could have got up but didn't, then that's a regret that you have because you could have done something differently, right? If he's saying that dude's got egg weights and people spike my water or somehow some foreign substance got in my body and I think it's my trainer, how do you go from there? Like, where do you go from that?
Hey, get this
Like,
smoke.
what changes do you make?
Get this smoke.
Yeah.
As we seen Wilder sit in the dressing room after the fight, he didn't look like somebody who felt like he got cheated. He looked like somebody that he didn't fight the correct way and he lost the fight. But then when everybody started making all these accusations, then he basically starts believing all of this stuff that he's hearing. But he's delusional.
Nah, I used to think it was them, but it was him feeding that information. That's all Wilder.
Exactly. Because you have to understand, like once you're out of the ring, you just go, okay, a fight happened, and then you go to the doctor and they say you got a dent in your head, and then you go like, you know what, I didn't feel this way, and then everybody starts showing you all these glove stuff from all these other fights. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I got a dent in my head. I didn't feel this way. Yada yada. You start putting it together. However it is he puts it together. Now, like I said, if that's the way he feels, right? Because I'm not in his body, so I don't know that he. Regardless, but what I'm saying is, if the dude felt like he was cheated, like the best man really didn't win that night, then it's a completely different. It's a different thing. Like now it becomes, hey, let me make sure that my team is cool. So when I go into that fight and I'm 100%, then that ain't gonna be me. You're not gonna see that kind of result from me and Tyson Fury. And so if he's wrong about any of that stuff, we will see the same result.
I just think that probably Deontay Wilder just can't take it the way that it's not that he lost, it's the way that he lost. I know for a fact that
That's what I was saying.
They did not prepare for Tyson Fury. He did not prepare for an ass whooping. He was prepared to get outboxed. That was easy. I think Deontay Wilder knows maybe this guy could outbox me, but he ain't gonna beat the shit out of me. He ain't gonna knock me out, not him. He went through the first fight knowing that. So
right, and
I think he was just purely embarrassed.
No, but the embarrassing part is actually the knockout came from Mark Breland throwing the towel, right? It didn't come from the ref stopping the fight, or maybe it did come. I haven't heard Kenny Bayless say that he was going to stop it anyway. I think Kenny Bayless stopped it because of the towel, right? On the night of the fight, I thought Kenny Bayless just stopped it, but then I found out about the towel like later on, so I'm not 100% on that. But
I don't think he was no near in stopping it because it shocked the ref also.
So there it is. So it's not so much even the embarrassing part is not the fact that Tyson Fury knocked him out. It's that his corner stopped it, and that's why he said. That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't feel like he got knocked out. He feel like he got cheated.
I was embarrassed that I was biased towards them stopping it, but really, we all saw that he wasn't coming back from that, even though we was hoping.
Look, when you go 12 rounds with somebody, you got an idea of what's their skill and how they could beat you, or how you could do things differently. It's just there was no way in his psyche. He probably, even when he thought about, probably, you know how fighters talk about that they stay up the night before the fight, they thinking about the fight and things of that nature. I just think that in his psyche, he never would have thought that a Tyson Fury would beat him up like that. So that was not even in his psyche. I think that's why he's still shocked.
And I bet you he's sitting up there like, damn, I fought 12 rounds with this man. And when Fury caught that first good one, I know he probably was saying, where did this power come from in between fights? Where that power come from? He wasn't punching like that. I'm just saying.
But even in the first fight, he wasn't catching him flush like that. Not even the first fight, but any heavyweight catch you flush. You gonna feel it. Any heavyweight catches you flush, you gonna feel it.
but-
I mean,
but
Deontay Wilder don't got no neck pause like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's been hit by guys before. We haven't seen Deontay Wilder react to punches that way. And Tyson Fury, we have never seen him come bring that, be that devastating of a puncher, right? And then you couple with a guy, it'd be one thing, like usually a corner will say, you got to show me something or else I'm going to stop it, right? If you're just going to stop it out of the blue with no warning, then you're just going like, what the hell? And that's another thing, if you're Wilder, you just have these things going through anyway, if you're a fighter, forget if you're Wilder. This is what Wilder is saying went through his mind. Like usually, how come if you're so worried about me, how come you didn't say something between rounds so I can step it up and fight differently? How am I supposed to know that you're seconds away from throwing in the towel?
Because that right there is also Deontay Wilder's fault for having, when they asked him who's your corner, man, no, my corner doesn't work like that. When you have D and Mark Breland arguing amongst each other on a game plan, that's Deontay Wilder's fault. You're the boss. You should never have two trainers. And they two different type of styles. One knows way more than the other. The other one never step in situations like this. Deontay Wilder should have been smart enough and been like, Mark Breland, on the night of the fight, you're the first, and D is the second man. That's Deontay Wilder's fault.
If you're gonna take it on yourself, if you're gonna take it on yourself to throw in the towel, then you should be taking it on yourself to tell the guy I'm going to throw in the towel. You can't just go like yada yada. Like, listen, he felt empowered enough to throw that towel in. So
I understand.
Enough to tell the guy, you need to show me something.
No, I understand that, but the two guys are on two different pages, though. Let's say if Mark is telling one is seeing something and D is seeing another thing, that's what I'm saying. The corner was all over the place. So now you got this 1 minute. Now you got this 1 minute and you already know how in boxing how it goes, man. In any sport, that 1 minute feels like 10 seconds. You got to grasp all this information, but they're not even on the same page. They're on opposite. Like D is like no, if he's saying no, it's like D is like, come on, he got this. Wilder got this. There's not really much.
We saw Wilder take damage. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Somebody else want to get in?
We was looking from a fan point of view. JD was like sitting there, like looking like he was hoping something was going to happen. Mark Breland was thinking about Deontay Wilder not being a good boxer at the time. What did his life was.
Yeah, what's good, Kalua?
Well, I'm just waiting for us to go back to Bud before I chip in.
Hey, go ahead. You could time in. You know, the marketing team. There's a marketing team, Kalua. We did the intervention with Deontay Wilder the other day. I still got part 2. We still could do part 2 later on with that one.
No doubt.
Okay, as far as Bud's concerned, even baseball recognizes that looks matters. And you want proof of that? A couple years ago, if any of you followed the World Series, Julio Urias, who pretty much became a star during the World Series in the baseball world, a few years back when Dodgers first drafted him, his eye, if you guys notice, is a little droopy. Was way worse. So what the Dodgers do, they were like, this is our future, but he looks pretty ugly because of his eye. So what they do, they shut him down, and they sent him for cosmetic surgery in his eye, so he's ready for Showtime. Because they're like, we can't have this ugly thing represent us. So no, they shut him down during the when he was 18, just turned 18,
over there.
and they fixed his eye. Why? Because they didn't know he needs to look good in front of the cameras.
So you trying to say, Kalua, that Bud is ugly? That's what you're trying to say.
I'm saying looks matters. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, that's fine. But that's fine. You can say it looks matters, but you also pointed out that the organization fixed that. They didn't say, hey, you know what, you're ugly, go figure it out.
Well, how would you fix this looks? Get the smoke, because obviously they knew an exact issue with him. So
I don't think a contact sport matters. Like, you can put another picture of Deontay Wilder right next to him, right? And let's see who's making way more money, right?
Kalua, tell me, what do you want to fix? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
kind of
believe that.
weird, man.
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
talk about gladiators. We talk
That
about men that
sounded
punch each other in
weird,
the face.
man. That
Come
sounded
We're not
weird.
talking about guys that swing a bat and
on,
hit a
go,
ball and all that stuff. We ain't talking about that. If you have the talent, right? That just like you're saying, just like the baseball team said, this is our future. For us to actually have a market, for us to market you correctly, this is what we need to do: shut you down, bring you back, and with the whole thing behind them. They have not done this for Bud. Instead, what they're telling Bud to do is for him to go and self-promote, right? But that's fine. You want to self-promote a guy, then you need to actually turn not to his promoter, but his co-promoter. Like all those other guys that self-promote, like Devin Haney, like Adrian Broner, like Manny Pacquiao, like Triple G, like Spence, like the Charlos, like Wilder. All those guys who self-promote, they actually get that a cut of their promotional fee from those promotional energy that they put out there. What Bob is trying to do is tell Bud to do Bob's job without taking any less money from Bud's paycheck.
It's not all about looks. Look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, LeBron James, hella popular athletes, and they
Let me
ugly as hell.
let me read. Okay, all right. Looks matter. That's true. That's why Ryan Garcia is so famous among the. It says the Insta thoughts. But other famous boxers ain't that good looking either. Pac ugly. Mike Tyson ugly.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia got the looks, but Bud actually is a bigger draw. So
I
Yeah.
really don't think other
but
men
Lamar,
really watch
and
boxing for how
Lamar,
cute they are. People just want to see a fight. They really don't care. I really don't think they care for being cute or not. No,
No, but
but
that's but this is the but this is the conversation. This is why I bring up the conversation because we got to think as the business because it's the business that's not giving the Bud the numbers that we feel like he should have. It's the business. It's not what he does in the ring. What he does in the ring is perfect. What he's not doing outside of the ring. So as
Okay,
a
if looks don't
businessman,
matter,
looks matter. Looks matter. Now that's why on my thumbnail I added the looks plus personality. If he ain't had the looks but the personality, he's still gonna sell. But hey, we call who's the alien? Bernard Hopkins, but the dude could sell.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all
if
know that he was the alien. We all know that. Like, let's not be on some. We don't want to judge how guys look like because we're guys, and you know how he looked
well,
like.
you know
You
what?
know,
Well, you
you
know
would
what?
not be. You would leave your girl with Bernard Hopkins and be like, "Ain't nothing gonna happen." That's how sure. That's how sure you know. But with Bud is the combination of looks and whack ass personality. It's you can't work with that. You got to give me something.
and if looks don't matter, then can somebody explain to me Ryan Garcia?
yeah, I mean Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya, right? They they can bring in the female demographic, but not really any other fighters, right? Those guys can appeal to the females, and that's cool. But it's not like they had their time. But the biggest draws weren't those guys. The biggest draws were not guys that appeal to women. And Ryan Garcia, while he has a lot of social media, he has a huge social media following, he has a huge social media following for a boxer. But it hasn't actually translated to butts and seats. He's not an actual draw.
Wait, Oscar wasn't a
Yeah.
draw.
Ryan Garcia,
Ryan Garcia is not a draw.
You said they were the biggest draw. Oscar was the biggest draw back then.
bro, I'm talking about
Ryan Garcia is not
Ryan
a
Garcia
draw.
has a huge social media following for a boxer, but he is not a huge draw. Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia
I'll bet you. Hold on.
Ryan
Hold
Garcia
on.
for a
Hey,
prospect is a draw. For a prospect,
yes.
he's not a champion. Name me all the prospect right now in boxing. Who draws the most out of the prospects? So Ryan Garcia is drawing.
Tank,
and they're saying,
I mean, if you want to go there, I mean, if you want to go to the prospects that are draws, then that are bigger draws than Ryan Garcia, I would say Daniel Dubois is a bigger draw, like right off the rip, right? Then you have the uppercut. I mean, I don't know what you say about Shakur. I guess he has a champion. He's a champion. But is he a
but
draw?
Shakur, but
I don't know
Shakur,
if he's a draw.
but let's keep it real
The
again.
chicks love
And
Tank,
it's
and
just like
he's
my
a spoiler
it's just like my boy
Tank.
Jeff. It's just like my boy
But
Jeff
Tank is not-
said. A real man could be honest. Shakur Stevenson has that appeal. He's a good looking kid.
Yeah, exactly. Kid. That's what what this is about. This is a generational thing. Now there's social media. Ryan Garcia is great at social media, but he's had those millions of fans for years. He has literally just started headlining, and it's not like all the ladies are turning in. It's not like his fights are breaking some sort of ratings thing. The only thing that is breaking, that is an anomaly, is the fact that the dude models and that he has a huge social media following. Other than that, he gets the same number, the same actual ratings and people showing up to his fights as any other fighter.
Okay, can we stop one thing? First off, Tank is no longer a prospect. He's 26-year-old and a multi-champion. He's no longer a prospect. Done.
Yeah, he's
gone.
Prospect.
He's not a prospect. So let's not bring up Tank when we talk about prospects. He's been like, that's over with. Second off, Ryan Garcia, you talking about you can't draw. Hey, Smoke, you want to make a $20 bet that Ryan Garcia's first pay-per-view is going to do way more than your Charlo twins?
Okay, you're talking about some point in the future that he will be a draw. I said he's not a draw, as in right now or ever in the past from right now.
But he is a draw.
Devin Haney, because Devin Haney's around his age.
Great. So
he sold out LA. He just sold out LA.
If you're saying he's a draw, what did his last fight do that led you to believe that he's a draw? Or the
he sold out LA. He sold out, right? He sold out at a main event. He sold out at a main event.
Correct. And what did that main event do? You know who else
he
had
sold
a main
out?
Event?
He
Sean
sold out.
Porter had a lot of main events. You know what Sean Porter isn't? A draw.
He sold out his main event. His premier main event.
But D also you mentioned.
Well, what were the ratings?
You mentioned Devin Haney. You mentioned Devin Haney too. Devin Haney too. It could self-promote himself. He's a good looking brother too.
And he's a prospect with his own 21. So what? He got a belt. They around the same age, so Haney's still a prospect.
But
I know he got a belt. I know he got a belt, but you know.
But what I'm saying is that that's why he could be compared to the likes of Pretty Boy and be compared, has the smile like Sugar Ray Leonard, because it's the looks. They promote it like that as well. Golden Boy promotes Ryan Garcia because of his looks, and they talk about the girls. Gervonta Tank Davis, my family members from Atlanta said that a bunch of women was in his fights. That it was like an event out there. There was a lot of women that loved Tank out there in Atlanta.
Right, because there's a.
All I'm saying that looks that seems like with Book Crawford, we're just trying to figure out does his look is not appealing as well, plus his personality. I'm saying it does. You saying it doesn't. Kalu's saying it does.
I'm saying the Bud is not really part of the social media generation.
He backed Sierra, dog. That's a bad chick. Remember,
that's my point. Is that Bud is not like those dudes you're talking about, guys who grew up and social media is part of their entire mentality and who they are. That's actually part of their identity. Bud is not that guy. He is a guy who needs somebody to bring him up to the time. He's a throwback. Bud is the type of fighter from Ring Magazine era, from KO Magazine era. He's not social media era, right? So you got to you need a team around him to do that.
Broner, they all the same age. Broner know how to use that social media.
Yeah, that's Broner. Broner learned it from who? Mayweather. Same dude that taught Tank, but Tank actually grew up in it. But Tank got all those little weird tweets. But that's learning from the master. Like nobody flipped social media like Floyd Mayweather. Nobody did. Nobody.
I don't know what.
That 24/7 show helped out Floyd a lot.
And he had the UFC pumping him with that Ronda Rousey, and then he flipped the entire thing with the UFC fan base and drawing back and forth. Like that dude is actually the prototype. What Ryan Garcia is the prototype for a bunch of followers and women that like him, like Anthony Joshua and Ryan Garcia. Like the ladies love those two guys. They got tons of social media followings. But Anthony Joshua it also has a country behind him, so he can maneuver the way that Ryan Garcia hasn't been able to. But Ryan Garcia is young.
It's so just not. But Ryan Garcia is just not. It's just not girls. It's kids too. Just
I mean,
like Teofimo
there you go.
Lopez. When
There you
Teofimo
go.
Lopez started doing all those Fortnite, that's how my son knew about Teofimo Lopez. The guy, the boxer that be dancing in the Fortnite stuff.
Yeah, but see, that's the whole
all my son's friends, they know Teofimo Lopez as the Fortnite guy.
right. So really, so what you're saying is these guys have a gimmick. We got Ryan Garcia, who with his looks, he's a model. He's like, I can make more money outside of boxing than I make in boxing. And you got Teofimo Lopez, it's appealing to the gamer culture and all that stuff. And then you got Bud, who's appealing to what? Stunts, bloods, hip hop, and knockouts. That's it. And where are you gonna get that? How are you gonna get PR at Top Rank for that?
Hey, you sound like you talking about WWE characters.
Because that's what it is. Like straight up, dude. Like Loma's gimmick was that he was real smart. And he's playing chess in there. If you don't have a gimmick over there, then what are you doing?
This is the insecurities. That's why guys like this can't have this conversation. Bunch of little fangirls at the lunch table talking about. Nah, it's about marketing, bro. It's about marketing.
Marketing.
If you can't,
it's marketing and promotion. Like first,
it's marketing, marketing and promotion.
Yeah, first you have to understand what the market is, and I don't think that Bob has done that job, and I don't think that Bud is good enough for that. But I think Bud understands who his people are. I don't know that he knows how to connect with them, but I think he knows who the hell they are, right? I don't know that. I don't know what the hell Bob is doing, but I do know that if all it is about getting a couple $3 million and pointing the finger somewhere else as to why the big fights aren't happening, then Bud's never going to be a draw. He's put on a sombrero, do something. Yeah. Like if you're going to put on a sombrero, then you got to start fighting the Mexicans, right? But there's really not Mexican middle, like welterweights like that, and they certainly aren't at Top Rank.
If he don't want to be a draw, it's because he doesn't want to be a draw. I think a promotional company, I think they did their job. That's it. Bud has to follow through. I can't. Okay, that's almost like saying, "Yo, watch my boy Smoke. Watch when you see him, yo. This dude is hella funny, yo. He's a comedian. He's a great entertainer, man. He got so much. He's a talented dude. Can't wait for you to be my boy Smoke." And then Smoke comes. I invite you to a party, and you just sitting, not talking, not doing shit. Yo, what's good with your boy Smoke? I'm like, nah, he cool though. Watch. Don't worry. When you get to know him, when you talk to him, watch.
You know how
that was kind of disrespectful though. Take wearing the Mexico sombrero, the poncho, and then went in there and knocked him out. You know the Mexicans was tight that night.
That's what Roger Mayweather.
Gary Russell was talked about the whole year, and he didn't fight. You know why? Because he finally opened his mouth. Guess what? In his next fight, how much you want to bet that people gonna see? That people gonna tune in more than any other of his other fights?
Yo, man, it depends on when that fight happens, because people gonna forget. Like Fortuna fighting somebody else, he's gonna fight at 135. If he go back down to 126 and fights another Tug, then it's cool, like but nah, that's not gonna get you the big bucks. They got to figure out how to market Bud. That's just straight it. Like if either it's Bud that needs to do it himself and then renegotiate with Bob about the fact that he's now self-promoting, or Top Rank needs to figure out how to damn promote it. It sounds like Bob is throwing his hand in the air and is like, nah, bro.
If he goes to PBC and don't get the fights right away that he wants, right? Let's just say, I believe, of course, he's gonna go to PBC and get the fights that he deserves. But let's say he don't get in his first fight, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse for him because now you don't got no type of promotion at all.
Correct.
No type of promo.
Right. It'll be no filter, and I'm telling you, no filter on Bud will be the best thing for Bud. It seems like they're trying to put a veneer on Bud like he's a nice guy. The thing is, okay, Mike Tyson. You remember Mike Tyson had a weird ass voice. He didn't talk. He was an introvert. Mm-hmm. But they built this whole mystique around him about like he punches with bad intentions. Bud is a straight asshole in the ring, right? That dude is mean as fuck, and you can market that, but they don't.
Maybe it's probably even when Mike, when he talked, he already had that. He already had this thing that people made fun of him because of his lips, whatever. What is it was called?
Yeah, he had a speech impediment.
Yeah, the
You know,
speech.
he
Yeah,
couldn't
people
put together
A
sentences.
list.
lisp.
He had
Yeah.
a list. Yeah.
So people already made fun of him because of that. So everybody was imitating Mike Tyson. That's what I'm saying. At least he got something that you remember. It's like Kelbrook can't promote himself, but you remember the chocolate brownies. Now that chocolate, that's it. As soon as he said that chocolate brownie, now every time people see Kelbrook, they say the chocolate brownies. You know, you gotta have something. Just give us something. What does Bud have? Give us something to remember.
Buzz has
I
is
cannot
that-
remember one interview. One interview I can't remember of Bud.
But what Bud has is get to your fight before you don't make it to your fight. That's his quotable quote. Like that is the most memorable thing that anybody can come up with it. And they did. It came and went after the Benavidez fight. That's quintessential Bud. Bud getting shot in the head and driving himself to the hospital. That's Bud. They don't market that.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Is what I said that could work. Like get him talk to Bud where he's at, where he's comfortable at. I see he's comfortable when he's in the gym with the other fighters, when he's sparring, when he's working out, he's bugging out. I think they need to do an interview with Bud in the gym rather than tell him we're gonna sit down. It's gonna be 8 o'clock. We're gonna do an interview at 8 o'clock. ESPN is gonna show it. I don't think he's good with that. With that micromanage stuff.
Access 24/7. 24/7. That's a reality show that follows him around.
Correct. But not where he has to stop and do an interview and get out of his element, but a bunch of candid stuff. Hidden cameras in the gym, right? Release some of that footage where it's just Bud being Bud. So without the cameras, without all of the glitz and the glamour and all that stuff, just capturing the moments where that dude is being himself. And then you market that stuff because people will be drawn to the authenticity because he has the talent.
It's like Muhammad Ali. In couple settings, what do you hear Muhammad Ali say? Is the camera on? Is the camera on? Knowing that he's prepared. He knows when the camera's on, it's time to turn shit up. And that's what Bud gotta be. Bud, he can't turn up when the camera's off and the camera's on. He's this quiet guy. Nah.
Yeah, but who is Buzz Bundini Brown? Like, come on, man. That dude had lines. He had personality. He had all kinds of stuff that actually changed the game to the point where people now are looking at people are expecting you to do that kind of thing, right? Like, there's now a whole market for being like Muhammad Ali, this gregarious, outspoken, brash boxer, like especially an American boxer, right? You have all that, but that was authentic Ali. He wasn't putting on a front for anybody. He was being himself. And I think it's authenticity, not necessarily the brashness.
But that's what I mean is, what is the authenticity about Bud? Because when the camera's not on, you see how he bugs out. So why he's not showing the real Bud? See, it's not that I don't think that Bud has the personality. It's that he don't want to show the personality. He's doing a disservice to his own brand. Show the personality, your real person, to be real on camera. I think he's actually being fake on camera. Because that's not the way he be acting. Go look at all when he's playing ball, when he's training, when he's talking to the people that he know, he's always bugging out. When he's playing ping pong, he's talking hella shit. When the cameras is on and it's focused on Bud. Now when it's just the camera on, but he's doing other things and he's making it with other people. But when it's focused on him now to because I feel like an interview is almost like performing, bro. It's almost like performing.
It is. There's an art to it, and you can tell. I think you have a point about being camera shy, right? But I don't think Tank is any more comfortable in front of the camera than Bud, right? But he's still happy. But you can still get authenticity out of Tank because they've actually figured out how to market Tank with Tank being a big ass mess, right? With him not being squeaky clean, right? They figured that part of it out. They have not figured out how to get Bud in a space where he can be that guy that is not squeaky clean and still be marketable. Like maybe like Brian Custer. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen this interview. Like he just did this thing with Wilder, and he did another one with Arrow, where he's able to, I think, get these guys answering the real tough questions, being comfortable, where you can see these guys really come through, shine through, and be introspective and talk about the real issues about their career. Maybe you should take them over there instead of just like ESPN or these corporate things where it seems like Bud just goes right back into a shell and that it's worthless. The whole exercise becomes counterproductive. Like, get guys that's going to make the guy feel comfortable so he can open up and you can have these kind of conversations, and also show them in their element when they're the happy warrior fight, doing their thing. Like we used to always see on the 24/7 Floyd with the homies, but at a certain point he just hit the road running, right? And you saw like girls and they're like, their bikes and cars and stuff, but the homies running behind them. But yeah, show Bud being Bud, and I think you got something.
Yeah, it's like when Porter fought Spence, and I did a video and I said that Bud Crawford should show up September 28th. He should show up, and then after the fight, you stand on the seat or you go inside the ring, and people was like, "Yo, but that's PBC, ESPN, it can't happen." Well, Tyson Fury did it Tyson Fury did it to Deontay Wilder, so it could.
Spence showed up. The only reason, like, one of the best interviews we have of Bud is that exchange between Spence.
Yeah, that's what
Crawford.
I said earlier. Yep,
right. And that was Spence showing up to a top rank event.
Yeah, and
that wasn't even an interview. That wasn't even an interview. That was just them talking shit to each other.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, because that is the real Bud. That's the real Bud. But it has to, but now when we're focusing on Bud, when is it a Bud event, he needs to show the real Bud. Why does he pull back? Because what he did with Spence, that's what sells. That's what sells. The real Bud sells, but he's the one that, and maybe that's what it is. Look, even in that exchange with Spence and Bud, who you saw in the cut? Bob Arum. Bob Arum was the quiet one. He probably saying in his mind, "Yeah, I like this. Yes, this is what I need for you to do, Bud. Yes." And that's the problem. The real Bud doesn't show up when the cameras are on. So think about it. You're a promoter. You got a promotional company, and you're spending this money, and you're preparing. Okay, you're my fighter, but we're gonna get you this interview with these people and stuff like that. Go get him, guy. Go get him. That's what they say every time you have an interview. Go get him. And then he brings out this type of personality. They like, come on, damn.
The problem is Top Rank didn't build on that momentum, right? The internet, like, that's what I'm saying. Social media, that was a social media viral thing. And Top Rank was not able to capitalize or leverage it at all. Like, if Bob was like, "Yeah, this is the thing to do," I think Bob was out there going, "Where the hell am I? And who are these people?" Like, he's dude just out of it. And nobody at Top Rank even looked at that footage and said, "You know what? We got a gold mine here. Let's go in this direction, because now we can now market Bud. Like, let's bet $1 million and all that stuff. Like, whatever. Like, there's no let's bet $1 million T-shirts. We don't even, like you said, you don't even remember the phrase. We got to come up and do the background to it. It would have been Bud's team that put it out, not Top Ranks, right?
Nah, but the thing is, anybody they probably was happy about it. But then remember, it's Bud. Bud also has to keep the momentum.
Yeah. Oh, listen. Let me back up. In the social media era, it's now proven that the guys can take control of their own career. You can go past your whatever organization, and you can you can do some stuff, right? Especially in an individualistic sport like boxing, right? So I'm not saying that Bud can't and shouldn't and doesn't have a responsibility to take.
Yo, what's good, Punch? What's good, everybody?
What's good, Johnny? What's good, Johnny? What's good?
Let me tell you something.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, Smoke.
Listen. I'm not here to argue. Kalu, bro, opinions are like assholes. We don't need to be arguing. But anyways, that being said, listen, bro. Stop hating on the Midwest, bro. That's the king over there, homeboy. Listen, Crawford. Listen, boy. You dude. I'm not talking about you, Punch. I'm not talking about you. You dudes want Crawford to be some little cartoon character like Broner and Wilder and all these fugazi mother. Bro, get your ass out of here, man. You want him to be wearing 30,000 chains and having some dumbass Versace shades. Nah, he too real for that, bro. Get out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that shit. What? So he can sell 5 more pay-per-views? Get the fuck out of here with that. Let that man be himself, dog. Straight up. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
See,
that's facts, though. That's facts.
So no, wait, because this is the I think this is where some people may argue. or not get it. What you think is what I'm saying, Johnny? The real Bud is the one that wows out. The real Bud is the one that steps up to Earl Spence. That's the real Bud. The fake Bud to me is the one that stays quiet in interviews, don't say shit. For me, that's the fake Bud, because when the camera's not on, he's always bugging out. He's always bugging out.
You know what I think? You know what I think?
I'm sorry. Quick question. Punch. Have you seen Bud's interview with Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was really how he is. He's just a laid back dude. He not like all like that.
Even like, bro, listen. Let me say this real quick, bro. Crawford, and I'm sure some of you guys grew up with guys like this too. Some of them boys don't talk. They just want to know when it's time for the action, bro. You know, understand? That's Bud Crawford right there. He's a live wire. He just keeps his mouth shut. You tell me when it's time. When it's time, I can kill this fucking guy. That's it.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's not Bud though.
I think it is. I do.
No, because we seen it when the camera's not focused on him. When he's chilling with all his peoples. He's a trash talker. He's a trash talker. But the thing is, when it comes to Bud Crawford's event, and he needs to keep that element, now everything is focused on Bud, and he got an upcoming fight. Keep that same Bud, because that Bud sells. It's not when the lights is on, now you just keep your mouth shut. Nah.
You know what it is though, bro?
Remember, he's Bud for a reason. If he wasn't crazy, they'll just call him Terence. He's Bud for a reason. That's the real Bud. That's what I'm saying. That he's not bringing that type of element when it's time for Bud to bring that type of element.
But the thing with it is, though, bro, of course you're going to be wilding out with your homeboys and your family and shit when you get around. That's how I am. When I get around a bunch of strangers, I'm quiet, though. You know, like, it's... I think the man's just being himself, bro. That's just me, though.
But that's what I said. That's what I said for to promote a fight. Because remember, it's about promoting a fight. Maybe this is what I said. Maybe Bud is not the type where you could sit him down and prepare him for an interview. Maybe you need to catch Bud. Like, let's interview Bud when he's training, when he's finished sparring. And he's all hyped up and the adrenaline is pumping. Or let's talk to him when he's playing basketball with Andre Ward and they talking trash and things of that nature. Maybe the element is not Bud sitting in a chair with his button down or whatever, trying to have a formal interview. I think that's not Bud. That corporate shit, he don't fuck with. He can't. I don't think he could adapt to that. But I think the real Bud is that talk, that trash talker. The real Bud is that guy that stepped to Earl Spence. That's the Bud. That Bud sells, but he needs to bring that out when the lights are on him now. You know, because he did that shit when there's somebody else's event. They watching somebody else fight. So that Bud is the real Bud. You feel me? The Bud talks. The real Bud talks.
but man, Spence was shook when Crawford got in his face. Doug, he said, "Man, let's fight, dog. What's good with it? He said, "Well, tell Bob to call Al, bro. It's Man Down Promotions over here. Fuck out of here.
That's all. So and look, and Bud don't even, when he talk trash, he's not even mad derogatory. He don't be like, "Oh, suck my dick." He's not that. He's not the broner derogatory type of talk. He could smack talk, and it's clever. If Bud just be Bud when it's time for Bud to be Bud, when the machine is on it, that's when I want to see Bud. That's what I'm saying, really.
He should have, you know how all that energy he had when him and Brooke was facing off, and he's like, what the fuck is being in shape gonna do? Blah blah blah. He needs to turn into that when they're promoting the fight. That I agree with. That while the fight's building But on the flip side of that, we don't want him turning into some fugazi like Broner with $1 million.
That's not. He's a family man. He got his kids looking up to him. He's not that. See, that's not him. See, the fugazi, they fugazi. But the Bud, when he talks shit, is Bud. He's the guy that does got a temper. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So bring that out. Bring that out. It's almost like Tyson. Tyson wasn't that quiet guy in the beginning, But once the real Tyson came out, you saw how he started talking. But that's the real Mike Tyson, because you see it today. You see in every part of his life. When he was quiet as a kid coming out, that wasn't Tyson. That's not the kid that's getting locked up in and out. That's not Tyson. He was just quiet for a period of time. Custom Model had him, well schooled in how to answer questions and things of that nature.
You got a point there, Punch. You got a point. You got a point, bro. Yeah, you got a point.
What I'm saying is, Bud is that guy. What's good?
With Bud, you like, I know you dismissed the comparison to Roy earlier, but Roy, as great as he was, his pay-per-view numbers were trash.
Facts.
Yeah, but remember, it's also Roy Jones Jr. was a trailblazer too. Remember, he was his own promoter. Remember, this is a mafioso. This is a mafioso community. It's not easy to get your way. Jay-Z can't get his way into boxing. 50 Cent can't get in his way into boxing. This community, this is mafioso right here.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn if you're a billionaire. You're not gonna get away. You're not gonna get your way in boxing. So for Roy to even get the fights as his own promoter starting off, he did fucking good.
And 50 and Jay got millions and millions of dollars, and they still can't get their way in there. Yeah.
Look, Rock Nation is a highly successful company. Highly successful. They infiltrated the NBA. They can't do it in boxing. You think what Golden Boy Promotion is doing is easy? Hell no. Hell no. Boxing is like that little club, but it's not that the country club. Nah. You gotta have some dirty. Yeah. you gotta have some Jay Prince in you.
The boxing promoters is focusing only on boxing, though. You gotta look. Jay-Z's focused on like 100 different things.
Yeah, he's got a clothes, he's got liquor, he's got all this other shit. That's right, Marlo.
You know what I'm saying? His management company is managing Kevin Durant, Rihanna, freaking.
Yeah, but that's my point. My point in boxing, it ain't gonna work in boxing. Because in boxing, you can't just flip your money around and think you're gonna get your way. That's not boxing. Boxing,
you gotta focus. You gotta focus solely on boxing. And Jay-Z ain't never gonna be on a point where he could just focus solely on boxing.
Yo, Bleak was in the corner hyping Jay-Z up like, yeah, get in the boxing game, dog. We gonna run this.
Yo, what they said that boxing is even worse than the music industry, and the music industry is corrupted. So imagine when they say that shit is way worse. Boxing is way worse than the music industry.
I mean, shit. All you got to do is look at the old Death Row days, bro. That whole company was founded on dope money, son. Like, that's it, And there ain't nothing wrong with that. I did my little dirt too, but you got to make it some kind of way. But that's what it is.
And that shit still ain't shit compared to boxing. How boxing was built. That's nothing. That's like when you that shit, like the music industry, the boxing is like that. Boxing looking at that little picture in the block. Boxing is like the connect.
I got you, but
Boxing is worldwide, man. You dealing with Russians, you dealing with Italians, you dealing with Irish, you dealing with Asians. You dealing,
yeah.
Boxing, Mexicans, cartoons. You dealing with boxing. Yo. You
got some characters in there, that's for sure.
Hey, Punch, you want even more proof? What's one of the big promotional companies, quote unquote, PBC? Outside of Oscar's boys, who else does PBC have? And even the Oscar boys from the PBC, between two of them, they broke 100K barely. Spence, biggest fights against a non-PBC fighter, Mikey Garcia, and when he went to just PBC, he couldn't break 400. That's how cutthroat boxing is. Even one of the top quote unquote promotions struggles.
You telling me in where cameras is everywhere, where everybody could get anybody's information, we don't even know how Al Heyman look like right now. Because Al Heyman probably know how deep boxing is. You know what? Shit, you ain't gonna take my face out.
You know what's funny, Punch? It's like, I'm not talking because it's a saying or whatever, but like, we all know how the mob used to run boxing in the old days, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now those
in the
guys,
old days or today?
no, Kalula, yeah. But let me just finish. Yeah, but those dudes might not still be running the show, but that fucking mentality of them boys is still there, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like the mindset is still there of them old timers, bro. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Nah, they're still in the show. Now they have like frontmen. Like for a while it was Don King, then it went to Oscar, and now they need to find a new frontman so they can put everything on him instead of themselves. They're being smart about it now.
For how many years how many years you even hear Paulie Malignaggi? We need somebody to oversee boxing. Man, people don't even want to oversee boxing. They even scared to oversee boxing. Because boxing is bigger than what people think, bro. Boxing is bigger than what people think and is dirtier than what people think as well.
Isn't that the number one thing to launder money from? Like, you want to clean your money? Go into boxing?
Shit. There's so many.
Well,
so many holes in boxing too. So many pipelines in boxing.
Well,
do you think it's any way that it could ever be under one governing body?
Then they'll lose money.
Like how the UFC controls MMA. Like, could it ever be like that in boxing?
No, because the people running it are the most shadiest people who want to clean their money up. And if you have one body, it's easy to for the IRS to get involved, federations to get involved. Too much stuff's gonna get involved that they don't want involved. They're not gonna open their books ever, and they keep everything separate, so money disappears.
Yeah, I mean, Dana, as far as the UFC goes, Dana White and them two Italian brothers from New England, that's the fucking commandant. That's the capo de capi. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. They got complete control. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's
talking about the Fertitas? The Fertitas already sold it.
And as long as we brought that up, that's what be killing me when y'all motherfuckers is like, oh yeah, Dana White should go to boxing and run that shit. He ain't gonna know how to do that, bro. You crazy, son. You crazy. That's a totally different ball game. Much more complex.
And who owns the UFC? The brothers, right?
Nah, they sold it. They sold it a few years ago.
No, to who? What's
they sold it to Zuffa. They sold it to Zuffa. It was the Fertitas. The Fertitas sold it already.
Yeah, the Fertitas. Yeah, whatever.
All right. So whoever, not even with that type of money, they could infiltrate boxing. Not even with billions, they could infiltrate boxing. Remember, like I said, boxing is a world sport. It's a world sport with all the mafiosos on deck.
MMA is a world sport too, though.
True that.
Boxing is 100+ years old, bro. Boxing is
true. That's true. But they had it at a point. It was a point where they was challenging boxing to like really, like whenever somebody called me for a fight party, it was always UFC. If it wasn't Floyd or Pacquiao, I didn't really hear much about boxing at all.
Hey Marlo,
like a while back.
Hey Marlo, answer me this real quick. Who calls out who? Boxers call out UFC fighters, or UFC fighters call out boxers?
UFC fighters.
I mean, Clarissa Shields called out Amanda Nunes.
Clarissa, she don't matter. Come on, it's about the men. The people who make the money. The people who make the money matter.
Hey! Don't be sexist.
Hey, you're being sexist, Kalo.
The women make the money.
No, I'm being a realist.
In UFC, it's the women that make money in UFC compared to the women in boxing, right?
And even then,
more money.
Hey, but, and even then, why did female UFC come up? Because some woman named Ronda Rousey called out Floyd Mayweather. So even what we just see is right now the cocktails of boxing.
Right. So just the structure of the entertainment business in general is where you launder money. It's not like boxing is just part of it. You launder money in movies, you launder money in music, you launder money in show. Like it's just a big, it's a money laundering operation. Entertainment, just straight up.
Shout out to my girl Rose, my baby girl Rose Namajunas.
Like even when you talk about these purses, like you don't know how much these guys make. All you know is how much money that they're going to report.
Yeah, but boxing has one thing over movies. It's a lot easier to hide money because a lot of it's cash based. That's why I like baseball. Baseball won't ever have any kind of structure. Why? Because they don't open their books. Same thing with boxing. Boxing open with their books. You have movies that have to open their books because all of them are publicly traded, unlike boxing.
boxing is not any more cash based than a movie theater. Like only at the point of the fan does people start doing cash. Like Bob Arum is not walking around with suitcase of cash unless he's trying to screw a fighter out of his money.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with records? Pay taxes? Come on.
Come on, that's why nobody knows how much these boxers make. That's why nobody knows. You can see a purse. That's not what they're getting.
Yo, what? Speak. As long as we're talking about the money side of things, what's Danny and Earl's purses for this fight coming up in a couple of weeks here? Just out of curiosity, if anybody knows that.
Reported, I don't think it could be less than for Spence. I don't think nothing could be less than probably 3.5 or 4. Guaranteed.
I was gonna say something like that. 3 or 4. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because I know Bud gets 4.4 guaranteed, and that's his guaranteed money. Like that's what he's getting if he fights the Patelito guy in the corner.
I don't know. It depends on when Spence signs contract, because I think didn't Spence sign his current contract before he became quote unquote a pay-per-view star? So he's still on old things. So it's probably has like a lower base but higher upside. But even then, I just don't see it. That's gonna be like a $4 million base. I think it's gonna be more like a 1 or 2, because I think the PBC has learned that they're not selling. Period.
You know what? And I want to touch on something Marlo had said. You said when you went to the fight parties, dog, you only heard the UFC in this. I don't mean no dis. How old is you, bro? No disrespect. How old is you, homie?
I'm 30.
Oh, you 30? Oh, so you like my age, dog. Well, see, bro, but back in the day, man, I was going to fight parties for Barrera and Morales and Trinidad and Oscar and all that shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That was when we was kids, though. But right, I'm talking about like 2000. There was like a golden era where you had Shane Mosley. I'm sorry, my kids in the background. But that you had Shane Mosley, you had Oscar De La Hoya, you had Mayorga, you had Fernando Vargas, you had
Winky.
You know what I'm saying? You had Winky. You had a bunch of people that were around the same weight class where it was like a golden era. But right. after that passed, I say that era ended when like 2004-5 came around, like and then you had just like Floyd, you had Pacquiao, you had Zab Judah,
Bradley,
you had Bradley.
Later on, I'm talking about.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about like 2008, 2000, like after Floyd fought Oscar, MMA took over, bro. Well, MMA took over. All the big fights were MMA. Like Rampage, you had Rampage Jackson, you had Forrest Griffin, Chuck Liddell. Yeah, like during that era.
I was just gonna say that's right around the time when UFC took off and they had Chuck and Tito and Randy Couture and all them. Yeah, right.
Chuck, Tito, Randy, and then when Brock Lesnar came, he shut the game down.
But there's also a demographic thing, right? So I go to fight parties, right? So the fight party, like if it's a black and brown fight party that this is just my own personal experience. It's been boxing. When I go to the White Holy's house, it's UFC. Or if I go to the bar, it's UFC.
Smoke, we don't smoke, homie. This ain't the West Coast. We don't discriminate over here, dog. I've been to all black fight parties.
I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not saying it's a discriminatory thing. I'm just saying when I go to a fight party, like when I go to a fight party, I just let's just say I'm trying to watch a fight. I'm just saying what happens.
Find my address, put my house up on the live, and all. That's all.
I'm just breaking your balls, Smoke. I'm just breaking your balls. I'm just fucking with you.
Man. Like people want to see that guy. People want to see their guys whoop a little ass. They don't want to see their guy get their ass whooped.
Yeah, I'm just busting your chops, Smoke, buddy.
Hey, Marlo, what you were speaking about earlier is something we call it sports. We call it sports cycles, where sports goes up and down depending on eras. Like the past era of boxing has been horrible. Nobody's fought nobody. All these 32-year-old people have like horrible resumes. That you're like, who have you fought? Oh. Low opposition. Now we have the new guys who are bringing a lot of excitement into boxing, such as Ryan Garcia, even Tank's in there, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. These guys are bringing a lot of excitement. Why? Because they're the new era. Baseball goes through it. Basketball goes through it. All sports go through it. Like you're talking about how, right now it's down because the prime guys are literally jokes as far as their resumes is concerned. But now we have exciting new people, and taking a look at the whole talk of the world's been for the past couple weeks has been Teofimo Lopez off of one fight with Lomachenko. As long as we have like that sort of fights, trust me, boxing's gonna take over on UFC at any point.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, in the last 3 years. Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a couple of things about like boxing and like people's resumes, because boxing actually it's gotten to be a lot more inclusive. The tent's got a lot wider. There's more sanctioning bodies. There's more combatants. So like trying to compare different eras doesn't really work. We've been in a really great cycle for the last like 3 years after they've been in like a sort of sustained like changing of the guard. Like for a lot of years,
Exactly.
there was great after great after great, but then you saw the rise of other sports. You've seen the rise of sanctioning bodies, and the talent level isn't the same, right? Guys have other options other than getting punched in the face if they're athletes to make a bunch of money. So it's not really so much about the 30-year-olds and their horrible resumes. It's about all of boxing and the talent pool that exists in boxing. Like the two guys with the best resumes, Canelo and Pacquiao, are throwbacks from they're actually from another generation of boxing. So it takes a while
still young,
to get that. It takes a while to get your game up. Like I don't expect Spence to end up at 47. That's just his first weight class. I don't expect Tio to end up at 35. That's just his first weight class. There's a whole nother generation. Then you have the heavyweights that are trying to figure out who's the best of their generation. You get these different, in boxing, you get these different sort of storylines and huge fighters and huge matchups. And that's just par for the course. We still have it. The guys that we have today may not be as schooled or as polished or as important as the guys of yesteryear to the history and tradition of the sport. But I still think a Canelo Charlo fight will still be good. Canelo Triple G fight was still good.
I mean, but I think what it is with boxing, it's too many belts, too many sanctioning bodies. With the UFC, like with the UFC heavyweight division, you saw Randy Couture fight Brock Lesnar. Then you saw Brock Lesnar fight Shane Carwin and then lose to Cain Velasquez. Then you saw Cain Velasquez lose to Junior Dos Santos. Dos Santos comes back, loses to Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez loses to Fabricio Verdun. Fabricio Verdun loses to Stipe. Daniel Cormier moves up, and then he's in the mix. Like it was a whole lot more back and forth in boxing. I don't understand the reason why Anthony Joshua hasn't fought Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder yet. Like it's been years since both of these guys, like both of these sides have been on top. Anthony Joshua has been at the top of the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury have been at the top of the heavyweight division. What is stopping Anthony Joshua from fighting one of these two guys? I don't understand stuff like that in boxing, and that's
I'll tell you the difference, right? I'll clear it up for you, Marlo. I'll clear it up for you, Marlo. In UFC, there's 500 total combatants, right, between the men and the women. Like, how many of those are heavyweight? Like, there are more guys at one promotional outfit of heavyweights than they're in the entire thing for UFC, right? That's the issue. They don't have that many guys. That's why they have to keep recycling their guys, and the guys that they have can rise to the ranks a lot faster. There's divisions that have more people, like 3 times as many people that's in the entire division and in the entire UFC. And I'm talking about men and women in the UFC, not just the men.
Okay, but I'm talking about the top guys. I'm talking about the absolute top guys. It's not too many sanctioning
bodies. It's just too many belts. Now, if they just had IBF, IBO, WBA, WBC, I wouldn't mind that for one division, but they got these diamonds, these silvers, these lineals, these rings, these all
franchise,
types of rings, and all
franchise belts, super belts. Like, what is all this? Like the Intercontinental Championship belt. Like, what the hell?
There's 4 sanctioning bodies. It should only be 4 belts. There shouldn't be no regular and super.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, my bad, y'all. I don't want to cut nobody off. I was just making sure I wasn't interrupting nobody. But what's it called? I agree with that though, Hodges. There is too many belts. The thing, but also another big problem. There's too many weight classes. We shouldn't have weight classes separated by 3 fucking pounds, dog. That's it. And I remember somebody made a video on this back in the day. I think it was Montero. Shout out to Montero. But he because the thing is, if you eliminated all those three division, those weight classes that are separated by 3-4 pounds, a bunch of these divisions is going to be stacked, dog, and they're not going to have no choice but to fight each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't need 130, bro. Get rid of 130. It's 8 pounds from 26 to fucking 35. You don't need 30. You don't need 22. You understand you know what I'm saying? So that's just my 2 cents anyway.
Yo, D Hodges, I was gonna
And
say
then they're
this.
talking about adding another division, super cruiserweight.
D Hodges, can you let D talk? You keep interrupting him.
I know. I was just on the subject. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good, fam. Thanks, Killer. Look, D Hodges, I was just gonna say this. I'm with you on the one belt, but to tell you the truth, man, I ain't really trying to go into the history of it, but it was the IBF that had to come save boxing at one point for real, fam, because of the high level of corruption with the WBA and WBC. The WBO should have never been recognized. The problem is too many fucking sanctioning bodies. But see, the IBF, you have to give them the respect because they kind of brought boxing back to us because the WBC and the WBA was so corrupt that it was on its way out the door. This is when the IBF was introduced, right? And then so it started added validity to boxing. But when you get into this WBO and IBO shit that they, contemplate recognizing that, we don't need all these fucking sanctioning bodies. We need 3 belts. I give you this. I agree with you. 1 belt per division, 1 belt, 3 sanctioning bodies. And I actually agree with Johnny Boy too about these in-between weight classes. We cut all of that bullshit out, things get better.
And D, let me add this to that, what you was just saying too, bro. The thing is this, bro. As much we can say the WBO shouldn't be recognized, but in the same breath, the WBO doesn't have all these silver suck my balls titles either, like the WBA and the WBC do. And the IBF is good. The only issue I have with the IBF is this. I like how they enforce their mandatories and all that. But if you're going to do that, make it somebody legitimate, not some fucking Carlos Ocampo type shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. That was the thing about the IBF. They came in and they introduced the gladiator spirit back to boxing, but then they still had the same old bot rankings and positioning, and dude going to jails behind it, right? So, that's for me. But what I see for the future of boxing is more sanctioning bodies and more weight classes. So, at a certain point, we just gonna have to let the past be the past and embrace the future.
Yeah, hey, that's just gonna make it worse and worse and worse, bro. It's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. This whole franchise belt and super belt, that's like the WBA and WBC is doing. Like, it was bad enough with just 4 belts. Now you have a WBC regular belt, and then you have a WBC franchise belt. Like, what? You just confusing the fans, bro. Like, who's the champion? So now that's why we arguing about Teofimo and Devin, because they didn't made up 2 belts. Then they did the same thing with Canelo and Charlo. Like, if you got a number 1 contender, your champion should be fighting the number 1 contender. You don't make a belt up for them and give it to them and say, oh, you don't have to fight the number 1 contender anymore. You're a franchise championship, so you can just never lose your belt. Like they just making up stuff like it's a video game.
Well, Marlo, and to add to that, Marlo, the we can sit here and pick sides and do all that other shit about Fimo and Haney. Y'all obviously know I fall on the Teofimo side of things, but it is what it is. But the bottom line is this. There wouldn't even be this fucking argument if it wasn't for the WBC playing games, dog. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There wouldn't even be no Haney Teofimo debate if it wasn't for the WBC playing games with these new titles and these new weight classes and all this shit.
Nah. The issue is not the franchise belt. Leave the franchise belt alone. Franchise belt is one of the best things out of boxing. At least one champion from one division, from the other two from our division.
You better take all that back.
Hey, Johnny, hush until I finish talking. Hush until I finish talking. Okay? First
Hurry
off,
up, motherfucker.
the franchise title is something that's right with boxing, and there's nothing that's wrong with boxing. The issue with the actual belt itself is not the franchise belt; it's every other belt outside of the franchise belt. Why? At least the franchise belt encourages the champions to fight other champions, while the other belts don't. The other belts should be like there should be mandatories where one champion has to unify at least one every other year with another champion. And the franchise step at least forces the champion to fight other champions. That's what we were to get champion Canelo Alvarez fighting champion Kovalev. We're gonna be able to get champion Canelo Alvarez fighting champion who's he fighting? Callum Smith.
We didn't want Canelo versus Kovalev. We wanted Canelo versus Charlo.
Shut the fuck up! Nobody wanted for Canelo versus Charlo. Go on, Charlo had a fucking doubleheader and what? Couldn't break 100K. Nobody cares about Charlo. So hush with that Charlo shit.
Nobody cares about Kovalev. Nobody cares about Kovalev.
Hold on, right quick, Marlo. Killer. I get your sentiment, right? But it's two things both of you guys are disconnecting on. Marlo and Killer. It was a 50-50 split, fam. Because there's a lot of people who were fans of Charlo that wanted that. And then there was a lot of people who ain't fans of Charlo that think he ain't deserve shit. Because at the time they was crying for the Charlo fight, that motherfucker didn't fight the Derevianchenko yet. Which all you Charlo fans have to admit, that's his first relevant fight. Now, Killua, when it comes to this franchise belt, I get your ideals and ideology concerning champions fighting the champion, but that belt is a fucking distraction, fam.
Exactly.
And it caused problems when it was initially brought to the table because it does force champions to fight champions, but then it also, here's where the problem is, allows one guy to float around and avoid shit. That's a problem in boxing.
Let me just add this.
Let me ask you a question though. Do y'all think the boxers, the managers, the boxing personnel cares about it as much as the fan does? Because do you think so? Because I think I hear more fans debate and argue about these belts, but we don't hear it enough from fighters.
Well, let me tell you why I kind of disagree, Punch. Because when you got
the question.
Okay, hold on. Okay, well, yeah, I got you. Well, I'll answer the question this way. You got boxers out there like Deontay Wilder, which a lot of people hate him, but he has said this. Devin Haney, fucking Bonster Nui went as far as throwing their belt in the trash, right? You got a lot of boxers that's against this. They're like, yeah, fuck that franchise belt. So there are boxers speaking out about it as well. You know what I mean? Wilder said, I ain't taking no fucking franchise belt. Devin Haney told Teofimo Sr., look, we want all the belts but that franchise belt. Y'all can keep that one. You see what I mean? So there's opposition with the fighters too. If this was something that wasn't cared about or accepted by the fighters, then they would all be chasing that belt too. And there's a disconnect even between the fighters. So that belt's a problem.
Let me just add this real quickly because Kalua brought this up. I was just saying you can come up with your own conclusion on the franchise title, but you cannot deny the fact that it created all this mess with Haney and and Teofimo. It did, bro. It did. You know, so
Yeah.
Well, okay, D, about Bill Haney says it's irrelevant. You know why? Because as long as that belt's around and people recognize it's bigger than his belt, he has to try to legitimize it. Why? Because it's hurting his guy, and it's hurting his son. Because everybody calls Teofimo Lopez deservedly the undisputed champion. So only thing Bill Haney can do to get attention to his son is like, no, we're the real champion. You have to fight us. Of course, that's why he's gonna say, okay, we want every belt but that because it benefits him. But guess what? He wants that belt. He ain't giving it away. He's like, nah, it's mine.
Killua, I get that, right? But I gave you 3 boxes, and I'm just trying to give you a difference of opinion because that situation and how you broke that down may fit for Bill and Devin Haney. But what does that play into Wilder? What does that play into Bonster Nui, who threw their shit in the trash, right? These boxers they're not all acceptant to these fucking adverse belts. If it's not a belt that really means something, if it's not the belt that they want to chase, they're adverse to it. Some fighters don't give a fuck. But some fighters do because there's sanctioning fees. All of these fucking diamond belt, European, international, franchise, all of this shit, they come along with a fucking fee. For you to wear that belt, you got to pay these motherfuckers. And the fighters already got to pay enough. They got to pay managers, lighting, fucking promoters, fees. They get percentages. They don't want to keep handing out their fucking money from their purchases for some bullshit belt. And
let me ask a question real quick. I just want to ask a question real quick. Do y'all remember when Lennox Lewis was the #1 contender for the WBC belt and Riddick Bowe ain't want to fight him, so he threw the belt in the trash?
Yeah, I always talk about that.
So you think Riddick Bowe back then, if he knew what they doing now, he would have just asked for a franchise belt and then just been allowed to not fight Lennox Lewis and took the franchise belt?
Yes.
So what's the difference? What's the difference between what Riddick? What's the difference between what Riddick Bowe did and what Lomachenko did to Devin?
I'll tell you the difference. Suleiman, because Suleiman wasn't the president back then, fam. Now he is. That's the difference, fam. Suleiman causing all of this problem. It's Suleiman introducing this shit because of greed. Look, let's take it back to Jermell Charlo and fucking Canelo Alvarez, because I keep telling people this.
Jamal, not Jermell. Jamal.
I mean, Jamal, you're right, Jamal. It was not Canelo. It wasn't Oscar. It wasn't Jamal. It wasn't the PBC. It was fucking Suleiman greed, fam. He was being greedy. He wanted to be able to look. Canelo was willing to dump that fucking belt, throw it in the trash like other champions have. But that dude at the time was the highest paid boxer. Remember, sanctioning fees. So you can collect sanctioning fees off of this PBC bred star of Charlo, regardless of what people thought about him. He was making money for the PBC. You can collect sanctioning fees off of him, and you can let Canelo run around and collect sanctioning fees off of him by creating this franchise belt, let Canelo run around and do what he want to do, but still keep him locked into the WBC, and then still get paid off of this PBC champion that they're super promoting, right? And give him the regular belt. It was Suleiman greed. So everybody need to understand this shit. Suleiman had to catch up with the WBA. Shit, they got more belts than us. How can I capitalize off of that and get some money? At the end of the day, it comes down to the money. So he couldn't allow the these are the two oldest sanctioning bodies in the fucking boxing. So they're in competition. He couldn't allow the WBA to have, they got these belts. Let me get something and catch up with them and get more sanctioning fees over here to the WBC. This came from Suleiman greed. That's why that belt was introduced. Not for, your ideals, Killua, and they're good ideals, but that's not why Suleiman introduced that belt. He didn't give a fuck about champions fighting champions. It was about putting more money into the WBC bank.
Well, D, I agree that the reason it was created was the reason you say. It doesn't change the outcome of what the potential of that belt and what Canelo's been doing with that belt. That doesn't change that. And you talk about boxers.
It doesn't kill it, but it doesn't change the fact of how much confusion it's causing as well. So there's pros and cons. And if there's pros and cons and it's not really serving a great purpose, this shit shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there.
They just got to refine it, because it's going to be the first belt that we have that's valid for multiple weight classes. And I think that's a good thing. You can't have many of them, but you can have it where you have, multiple, like I said, his belt's going to be, it's valid no matter where weight guy goes to, allowing for more champions versus champions, the best versus the best.
If fighters out there are going to be saying that the WBC is the most prestige belt, and they're going to keep on saying that, then everything that we're talking about is going to be sounding irrelevant. Then we're just going to be bitching around talking about the WBC while all the fighters see the WBC as the most prestige belt.
Well,
hold on. I just want to make sure I understand correctly. I'm sorry. With the franchise. I'm sorry. Can I ask a question? Just real quick. With the franchise belt, you said that it doesn't matter what weight class you go, that belt is valid. So if you got the WBC franchise belt at welterweight, if they create one for welterweight, and then you move up to like middleweight, then the WBC champion at middleweight is no longer the WBC champion.
No, he's the champion, but you got direct rights to challenge that champion. You don't have to. You can go past the mandatory. You can go past an interim champion. You got direct rights to that champion. It gives you the ability to go to any weight class and challenge any champion right away.
AD, there's still one more. There's still one more. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Let me put this point. Let me put this one point.
I had a question.
Hey, no, hold on. Before that, let me put one point.
Yeah, let Killer will build off of that real quick. Go
Okay.
ahead.
But I want to build off of that too. I want to build off of it.
We'll build off of the next smoke. Jesus.
Okay.
Christ.
It's very simple. Don't forget, the WBC has already added the stipulation that you could become undisputed with the only way for that to be transferable is during a undisputed fight. So not only that's how much top tier it is. So let's say there's a person with 3 belts outside WBC in a weight class, and you fight that champion. That's it for undisputed and the franchise belt. So that's another limit.
Okay.
That don't work because that wasn't recognized by the other sanctioning body. Go ahead, Smoke.
Correct, and that's the point. That's my point. My point is the WBO, right? The WBO Super gives the WBO gives him that champion. The WBO, whoever holds the WBO Super, gives that fighter the right to go and challenge another WBO champion. Right. That is just a distinction of their belt. They didn't need to create a whole nother belt to do that. They can just make that a feature of the belt. If you don't need a belt you don't need to create a belt to make a champion fight a champion. If a guy's a champion, he can just go fight a champion.
Yeah, but the fighter makes the belt. That's almost like when I talk about when Floyd Mayweather got the super title and then they just gave Keith Thurman the regular. Everybody still nobody had a problem with that. Nobody had a problem with that.
But
because it's Floyd Mayweather.
But the WBA has a regular and a super, so you can do that, right? But that's a separate thing. I agree with you that I appreciate when the fighter makes the belt, but there's so many circumstances where the belt actually makes the fighter, right? And that is the issue. That's the issue, and that's why, as long as the belt makes the fighter, it gives the sanctioning bodies the power to create these belts and to create the controversy. But if you give them cover, like saying, hey, you know what, we need this in order to have something that should happen anyway without the belt, then you give the sanctioning bodies win. Because there's no reason. The only reason why a champion can't fight a champion should be a sanctioning body. So it should be those two guys coming together and saying, yeah, this title fight, this unification trumps whatever the hell we got going on for our internal politics within our own sanctioning body.
But if you think about it, if you do think about it, the super WBA and the franchise has actually been put into use. We don't like it, but it's been put into use for good. Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao. Lomachenko fought Teofimo. These are the fights that we wanted to see. Yeah, they got elevated. We didn't give a flying fuck. Excuse my language about when Keith Thurman got the regular title, because we saw that Floyd Mayweather use that super WBA and then the Maidana and then right back to into the Manny Pacquiao fight, because that's all we wanted to see. We didn't give a damn about who's getting fucked over. We wanted to see the fight. We don't give a damn about who's getting fucked over like Devin Haney, because we want to see Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. So if you use it right, what I'm saying is, if you use it right, the fans really don't care.
Yeah, right. But you're talking about guys who transcend belts, right? Because once you're talking about fights that we want to see regardless of the belts. Like no one goes around saying that the Floyd Pac was for the WBA championship. Nobody even can tell you what the hell the belt was for, because the fight was bigger than that. And that's what I'm saying. Like if the fight is good enough, then we don't give a damn about the belts. Like Canelo didn't have any belts when he fought Triple G the second time. Nobody cares about that. Everyone's like, Canelo's the man. He's the A-side. He's the guy to beat. Like, let's see if Triple G can beat Canelo or vice versa, right?
That's not true, Smoke, because we go through this on my channel all the time. You don't care about that. And I tell you this all the time because I know your idea on holding a title. You don't care about it, and you've already made that, but you can't sit up here and make an open statement like nobody cares about that, because a lot of fans do care. They want to see their guy collect this belt and collect that belt. They want to see that. You don't necessarily care about that, but just to put the idea out about nobody cares, that's actually untrue. That's 100% untrue. That's why so many people argue with you on that, because you don't look at these belts with any type of value as they look at those belts. So you can't say nobody cares. You have to just really say, I don't care.
Let me give a shout out to the
nobody cared that Canelo didn't have the belts. Not that there was no belts online, right? What I said was Manny Pacquiao and Floyd. No one talks about that in terms of a title fight. as it's legitimized it's sanctioning body. Nobody says, "Hey, that was for the WBC welterweight champion or the WBA," because nobody even knows, right?
Hold on,
Nobody cared what belt the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight was for. They just cared that Pacquiao was fighting Mayweather.
Hold on, guys. Good looking out, Raps. Good looking out. Wonder what would happen if Manny Pacquiao didn't hurt his shoulder. Damn.
Manny Pacquiao didn't hurt his shoulder, so that's what would have happened.
Yes, he did.
He hurt his shoulder swinging at fresh air.
Exactly what would have happened. Hold on for a second. Exactly what would have happened in that fight is exactly what would have happened in Teofimo versus Lomachenko fight. Like, bro, Teofimo had a broken goddamn foot. He had surgery after that. He didn't come. Now that has all to do with your explosiveness inside. Hold on, Johnny. Hold on, because I know you don't like this, but you can get your piece next. That has a lot to do with your foot movement, placement, explosiveness inside, and he had that injury, right? You go into these fights, all of these fighters go into these fights with injury. Don't fucking come out after the fight complaining, my shoulder hurt. Fucking Lomachenko and Manny Pacquiao did the same fucking thing. Okay, come on with this shit, fam. Floyd Mayweather was a better boxer, and people got to understand that shit. He proved it on that night.
Let me say this real fast, bro. Thanks, bro. What's it called? There ain't no excuse for Loma losing that fight. He should have said something if his shoulder hurt. Now, that's two different scenarios. Floyd and Pacquiao, Floyd got caught with a syringe hanging out of his ass cheek the night before the fight, and Pacquiao actually did have a fucking shoulder injury. And you can go look at the doctor reports and all that shit and the x-rays and everything fucking else. Now, whether that happened before the fight or during the fight, I'll leave that up for debate. But I got a bounce punch. I appreciate you having me on, brother.
All right, good looking out, man.
Smoke, D, Hodges, Marlo, Kalua, y'all take care. God bless now.
Later. All right, God bless, man.
All right, bro.
Peace out.
You have a good day, bro.
I'll say it like this. It happened during the fight. How Floyd had him missing on those fucking punches. He threw it out of whack. Whatever the fuck. He lost the fight. Because if he would have landed the punches instead of Floyd slipping them shit, have him missing and tagging his ass, then he would have won. So either way, it's no excuse, fam. I love Manny Pacquiao, but Pacquiao lost the fight. I don't love Lomachenko because I was never a fan, but I'm a fan of Pacquiao. But as far as Lomachenko, he lost the fight. Like, that's just my honest assessment on it. You lost the fight. Everybody talk about Lomachenko, fucking all of these goddamn videos up about his shoulder surgery. How many videos we seen up with Teofimo coming out of surgery with his fucking cast on? Nobody wanted to say nothing about that. That was after the fight. Nobody, what was all the videos about that? But you got all these fucking Lomachenko lovers putting all of these videos up with his shoulder surgery and all of that. Get the fuck out of here with these injuries after the fight.
What up, Blue?
Hey, D. Who took those photos of Loma in that hospital bed with his shirt out? Dude was like,
who the fuck knows, bro?
And like, how do we see those videos? I think that might have been a sound stage. That looked like a straight setup. Like, that's the back of the arena. They had a whole photo shoot with my man going with IV bags.
Smoke, they took those pictures at Universal Studios, man.
Exactly.
Hey, just like a basketball coach or a football coach would tell you, if you have a bad performance and you try to blame it on an injury, if you was that hurt, you shouldn't have been out there.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep. That's why I won't bring the shoulder up, man. I won't bring the shoulder up. If you had an injury, you should have postponed it. And then when they say and then if you say, oh, but that's a lot of money. Well, we thought that Manny Pacquiao was the guy that doesn't worry about the money. I thought that was Floyd Mayweather. So Manny Pacquiao does worry about the money. So
right.
See, all right. So one of the most disingenuous questions at press conferences, you hear it all the time. How did training camp go? Like, a guy's gonna say it went crappy and I got injured.
They can't, man. They can't tell them they got injury, man. They'll tell you, you'll be stripped. You put in suspension. And they can't even afford to say that when they're injured.
Even if they don't strip you, punch you, giving the other side too much info. He hurt. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that shit. Like,
what did Bill Haney said the other day? I mean, look what happened when they told him about the show that they stripped him. They were like, he said the next time Devin Haney is hurt, they're not gonna tell. They ain't gonna say it to the.
Right.
Hey,
Exactly.
before the AJ what AJ versus Ruiz fight, didn't AJ have like the best training camp when he got knocked out? But he got the best training camp too, while getting knocked out in the training camp.
Everybody come injured, man. This is the fight game. Everybody comes with injury. Who fighting?
Yeah, but we definitely need to have boxing. Like, people are complaining about how many belts there is. It's not the belt count there is. The belt count just tell you who the best at the division. The issue is that they're not fighting each other, which is why they should start making I understand why is it like a guy's ranked number 1 contender in this division, number 4 in another division, wins the belt, they get removed from the ranking from the other sanctioning bodies. They should stay there, keep moving up, and eventually after we got more unification fights. That's what missing boxing is, more unification. If you do that, you'll be better off. And before Miles talks about UFC, guess what? UFC is one brand. It's like one sanctioning body. There's other MMA outfits out there, like Bear or stuff like that, who have their own quote-unquote champions, and they don't fight each other either. So drop me with that.
It's like, put it this way. Remember,
because
why,
the UFC,
why
the
did,
UFC is like my bad point.
No, I was gonna say why did Chavez and Oscar De La Hoya fought for the second time? What was the excuse? The excuse that he got cut in sparring, and then when he fought De La Hoya, then he cut him real easy. But nah, you would have never cut me like that easy because I had a cut already in sparring. We ain't say nothing, blah, 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 blah. And that's why they had the second fight, to see if he could really beat him up like that. So shit happens in sparring.
Indeed. I mean, it is what it is, man. No excuses after the fight. And the biggest thing with Lomachenko is that motherfucker said he was 100% before the fight. Felt better than he'd ever felt before.
Always.
Remember he said that shit, Punch? Like, he said he's going to put a full set of skills display against Teofimo Lopez. And he came out there and like Smoke said, kept social distancing for the first 6 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, come on with that.
Yeah, that should have been a title, yo. That should have been a title for a video.
Smoke hit me with that shit yesterday. He kept social distancing for the first 6 rounds.
He was afraid of that power. He must have felt. He must have felt.
He forgot he was in a fight. He was like, "Oh, wait a minute, it's almost over. Hold up."
Nah.
He must have felt. He must have felt something early. He must have felt something early, letting them know.
Marlo, he did. I was doing the fucking fight. I'm pretty sure Punch was too. In the first round, Teofimo nicked Lomachenko with a jab upstairs, and he pounded him with this body shot. That shit pushed him back into the ropes. All the Lomachenko fans, they must have been oblivious to that. That was the shot. It was the first round. That was the shot that made Lomachenko say, "Whoa, holy shit!" And like that was the shot. Go back and watch the fight. It was the first round.
Every time, like Loma did not want to get hit to the body. He had no and that's really the whole thing. It's like it seemed like his whole strategy was to not get hit in the body. Like early on, like he wasn't trying to win rounds or anything other than, please don't let this man touch my torso anymore.
That was that punch, bro. That was that punch in the first round, bro.
Yo, he saw the timing. He saw the timing. He saw that this guy ain't flinching of no feints. I try to hit him with an angle, and then simultaneously he moved with him in the second round when I called it during the play-by-play I was doing.
Yeah,
he was like a hawk, bro. He ain't blink.
I know what you talk about too, Punch, because Lomachenko went and he threw a feint, right? He threw a feint because he usually do this. He threw a feint, and then he went in and he did that outside pivot.
Yep.
Came on the ball of his front foot, pivoted with him, and caught him with a little hook.
Exactly, in the middle of the ring. And
that's exactly what you're talking about, Punch. And I called it out. I said, "Did y'all see that pivot? Right there, that took away fucking Lomachenko, that slick pivot move he do." He was like, "Oh shit, this kid ready for that." But then people don't want to say he outboxed Loma. He outboxed him, fam.
He neutralized him.
Accept this shit. He outboxed him.
Neutralized him real good.
He tried to tell him.
Real,
Remember the Matrix video? He said, "I'm gonna show y'all my Matrix." I put it up. He tried to tell him I got footwork too, and he did it in the Matrix video. He tried to show him, and people was laughing. Look at that footwork. That ain't nothing compared to Loma. Okay, he caught Loma with it. Get the fuck out of here. He tried to tell y'all motherfuckers.
AD, because that video you posted about what's it called, Tio with his footwork. That's when I was like, oh, he's gonna win the fight. That's when I was like, he's gonna win the fight. Before then, I was 50-50. After I saw that footwork, I was like, it's over.
I saw that shit in that. I saw that shit in the in him fighting in the amateurs. I said, yo, this guy. I'm saying to people, you're messing with a dude that's powerful and is probably more athletic than Lomachenko. He's not gonna catch him off angles. He's not this flat-footed fighter. That's what I remember, and I was in tune with the BDA when D was in the panel, and I'm like, what? I was typing, I'm like, what? They say this dude was on mud. That he dragged his feet.
On the island when I punched. It was 1 against 7. It was 1 against 7. Them motherfuckers, I was holding it down for Teofimo and that motherfucker. Y'all motherfuckers must be mad.
I'm like, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still eating the Loma Crow. I still am. I didn't think he would get a decision. Oh, I definitely didn't think. I'm eating double Crow. I swear to God, if it went to decision, I swore Lomachenko won. Judges was gonna cheat him or something. Went to decision. Tio still won. I said, so I had to get on all the LDB shows and eat crow. But now they eating my butt. They're eating my Bud Crawford Crow because everybody was against Bud, and I went to all their channels. Bud knocked him out. I told you he would, because nobody said nobody really said Bud was gonna knock him out. People said he was gonna win, but mad people didn't think Bud could knock him out. And what he
with
do?
With a jab.
Knocked him out.
With a jab.
I'm kind of not eating crow no more, but I swear to God, I had to eat that Lomo Crow for a minute, man. That shit sucked eating that Lomo Crow.
You should have listened to me and Punch Drunk. We was trying to tell y'all people, man.
You know what it was? You know what it was, D? That D Hodges be on that other channel, man. They sucked you in there, man. You should have got out of there, bro.
Nah, D be everywhere though. D Hodges be everywhere though.
I know, but you know what he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He know. I know too, but I'm biased too. It was me, you, and King Unbiased. Ain't well really nobody else out there going for Teal. Me, you, and King Unbiased was the only channel that I know of that was like Teal film.
I'm gonna tell you one other. I'm gonna tell you one other person that called a knockout for Tio, and y'all if y'all watch basketball, Damian Lillard said Tio was gonna knock him out too.
Oh yeah. But I'm talking about channels in the YTBC. Like the YouTube boxing community. Me, Punch Drunk, and King Unbiased was the only channels that actually gave a did you do a pre-fight prediction, Punch Drunk?
Come on, I did too many.
Okay.
I didn't even.
We was
my first prediction
saying Tio was gonna win.
My first prediction 2 months before was that he was gonna outbox Lomachenko.
Yeah. Now Punch out of the three of us, Punch was the only one that called it winning it by decision. I knew he was going to win. Yeah. I knew he was going to win, but Punch was the only one that called it winning by decision. And let me tell you something. And Punch, you know this to be true, fam. If Lomachenko would have took off earlier, so he spent the first 2 rounds staying away from Teofimo, and then he starts to implement his shit, I would have hit that bitch right on. 7th round knockout. I bet you Tio would have put him away because Lomachenko would have been in danger. I would have hit that shit right on the money. But Lomachenko played possum for fucking 6 rounds, fam.
Hey,
it would have if he didn't do that. There would have been a knockout.
7th round knockout. That's why I kept calling it because I already knew. Here's the thing. I knew that Teofimo could box. Me and Punch used to talk about this all the time. I already knew that he had something when it came to boxing for Lomachenko, but I thought it would be a combination of that and his power, and Lomachenko would get caught slipping. But Lomachenko played possum. So what I'm saying, if these Lomachenko fans said Lomachenko should have turned it up earlier, it don't matter, man. If Lomachenko would have turned it up earlier, like in the 2nd round or so, then I would have hit that fight right on the spot, fam. Right on the spot. 7th round fucking knockout. Because Lomachenko would have got himself knocked out if he would have done that. I'm telling you.
But
One thing I never seen.
I'm not even a Loma fan. I just didn't think Teo could beat him. I don't like Loma, but I just figured Teo couldn't beat him. But I'm definitely
One thing
not.
I never seen somebody get so much clout after 14, 15 fights. Like I never seen that before. Like Lomachenko, like he was all over. He's the biggest, supposed to be the biggest pound for pound. All this in boxing, you only got 14 fights. How? How does that happen?
Marlo, this is how it happens, because no matter how people want to say that the dude was handed all of these fights, here's something else you've never seen in the history of boxing. Nobody in their first 14 fights fight that many champions. You've never seen that in the history of boxing, fam. So that's how he got those accolades. Because although you've never seen anybody get that many accolades after so many fights, plus with arguably the best amateur record ever, you do have to consider that. So although you've never seen that, you've never seen a fighter like Lomachenko, fam. You never heard or seen of a fighter go 396-1, then come to the pros and basically display excellence. Hold on for a second.
Why did he wait so long to go pro?
Let me finish this. He displays that in the amateurs, right? One fight, one loss. He comes to the pros, he takes one loss, and people want to throw him in the toilet. He took only one loss in the amateurs. So then he comes to the pros, he takes a loss, one loss, right? And then he displays excellence for the next 11 fights. Man, you got to give this dude respect for that, because you can say, oh, Bob Arum handed him this, Bob Arum handed him that. Well, why the fuck ain't Floyd handing Tank that same shit? Because if he handed Tank that same level of competition, then Tank could be in the shoes of Lomachenko. But you know why Floyd's not handing Tank that? Because Tank can't handle it. You cannot put just anybody in front of guys like that. So I don't disrespect Lomachenko at any level, because yes, he was fortunate by going to Top Rank and Bob laid the roadmap out, but you still got to walk down that road as a boxer, and you could get stopped somewhere down that road.
This is easy. Marlo, who's the best woman boxer right now, in your opinion?
Clarissa Shields.
Nope. How many fights she has?
Yeah, I don't know offhand. If I try to look it up, I might lose her.
10.
Nope, she's not. It's Katie Taylor by far. Katie Taylor.
No, but look at even if let's say but let's say for Marlo is number one. She's number one and only has how many fights? Why she has that?
Well, female boxing is different though, because you got Layla Ali that's arguably the GOAT, and she only got like 24 fights.
What I'm saying is, once you have a prestige, once you have a prestige amateur background, like Shakur Stevenson, he only has how many fights? 12. He became a champion. You have you're an Olympian. You're prestige. You come into the professional circuit. If you move the way you're supposed to be moving, because I don't think an Olympian like a Lomachenko is supposed to come into the professional levels and fight guys from Ecuador and Mexico and these nah. He goes straight to ranked fighters. The problem is that we got used to fighters coming and fighting their first 20, 16, 17 bouts, fighting nobodies to pack a resume. That's what we got used to, but that wasn't Lomachenko. That's not Shakur Stevenson. That's not Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, look at him. This is only 15 fights, 16 fights.
16.
Well, Lomachenko packed his resume at amateur, but my question is, why did he stay at amateur for so long?
Because he felt like it.
Yeah, that's a choice.
But
some people go ahead.
People say shit like that, right? But let's look at the age he came in. Right, he came in at 25, right? So we can say
I think 24.
24. So we can say, why did he stay 24 years old? Why did he stay there so long, right? Well, Tank is 26 years old now, right? What the fuck has he accomplished compared to Lomachenko? So what you essentially asking, Marlo, is why did he stay at amateurs to display excellence? Probably the number one amateur ever. So why did he stay at amateurs, win double gold medals, championships, and all that to display excellence, and then come to the pros and display excellence that will be hated on when you got a guy like Tank who started earlier and still hadn't displayed half of what Lomachenko has displayed? Why do we hate Lomachenko so much? Is my thing. Why?
I mean, I guess at that point it'd be like comparing like Kobe Bryant to Tim Duncan. Kobe came straight out of high school.
Exactly.
Tim Duncan went on 4 years.
Okay, exactly. But Kobe still accomplished. Tank Davis ain't accomplished shit, man. As much as people want to try to pump it up, he ain't really accomplished shit. The dude is a 2-time champion, but look at the belt at 135. It's a trash belt. Let's be real about it.
He has a belt?
Yeah. See, there you go. See, there you go. That's the whole point to it. This is why
didn't even know he had a belt.
2-weight champion because of that fugazi ass belt he won.
Well, he had
Gamboa fight.
Unless he took Santa Cruz's 130 belts though, right?
You mean his 130 belt? Because he vacated that belt. Then Santa Cruz won it against a low opposition fighter, and then Tank got it back. He won back his own belt.
Listen,
giving up.
Listen, he vacated the belt, Marlo. Fucking Floyd set this up, man. Let me explain this to you because I explained it before the fight, but nobody believed me. So I'll just explain it again. Floyd set all of this up. Tank vacated that belt to go to this fugazi ass Gamboa fight to win that fugazi ass belt at 135. So now he's a 135-pound champion. Leo Santa Cruz won that belt off of a B-level fighter at best, Miguel Flores, who took Leo Santa Cruz 12 fucking rounds, fam. So, and that's how Leo Santa Cruz won that belt, but it was all just a setup. Tank win it back off of Leo Santa Cruz, fam. Because Floyd knew he was going to knock Leo Santa Cruz out. It was all a Floyd setup. They gave Leo Santa Cruz that belt. You mean to tell me he had to challenge a fucking Miguel Flores? How about he challenges a Miguel Berchelt for the vacant title? That would have proved Leo. But you know what would have happened? Miguel Berchelt would have knocked his ass out before Tank. So Floyd throws in there a Miguel Flores. Who the fuck is Miguel Flores? The guy Leo beat up for that belt for Tank to take away. Come on, man. Put it all together.
Okay. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Good looking out now from this world. Good looking out.
My nigga Marlo, I said all of this. You can go to my channel, my dude. I said all of this before the fight. I said a month and a half before the fight, Tank Davis is gonna knock Leo Santa Cruz out in the 6th round because it's a fucking show. And I laid all of that out on my video before this shit. What's
your channel?
Speak Your Mind Sports Talk.
Hold on, say it one more time.
Just put in there SYMST. SYMST.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
in the comment box. Just put it in the comment box.
All right, I'll put it in there.
Hey, D, is there anybody who didn't predict that Leo Santa Cruz was gonna get knocked out by Tank Davis? I think that's what everybody was saying. I don't know anybody who wasn't saying that.
Yeah, but Killer, I don't know who said 6th round knockout exactly.
And I said 5. Okay, I said 5. Yeah. So you got me.
So I got that. I got that at least.
Yo, good looking out. Yo, guys. I'm about to time out, but I want to tell y'all tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm gonna be interviewing George Camboso Jr. tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
9 p.m. 9 p.m. Punch?
9 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
I will be here for that for sure.
Yes, well, sir. You gonna you already know who he's gonna be calling out.
Hey, D, you gotta give us a for the love of sports and Punch, you got to give us your intro before you sign out.
Well, let me go first and let Punch do his shit last because it's his show. And I'm getting ready to click up since Punch get ready to shut down, man. But
you going live, D?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go live. I would have been live anyway, but I seen you was live and came and jumped on here. So
everybody when I shut mine down, everybody go to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Everybody on the comment box.
All right, my man Punch. Thanks for having me on, man. I definitely be back. I had a ball. Salute to everybody. And I'll see you at D show.
Salute, my brother.
Salute.
All right, God bless.
God bless, Marlo.
All right, man. All right, dog. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.
Kalua, my friend.
All right, Punch. Talk to you later. Love the show.
You already know. Good looking now, my brother. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. God bless. And on to the next. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time. George Camboso Jr., the IBF mandatory to Teofimo Lopez. Y'all already know he's going to be talking that smack tomorrow. Tomorrow, the interview with George Camboso Jr., 9 p.m. Eastern